Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All praise and honor and glory to the Most High. Tonight's going to be a different night. You know, we got a special guest in the building, a couple of guests, but definitely, you know, the elder priest Zabach. He don't usually be on the live. And before I keep talking, can y'all hear me clearly? Can y'all hear me clearly? If y'all can hear me, please put Con 777 in the chat, Baba Kushar. Please put Con 777 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Baba Kushar, before I go on, and I don't want to be talking to myself. If you can hear me, please press Con 777. Okay, that's it. I'm good. All praises. So all praise, honor, glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Shema Mashiach, Yahweh. I don't know if y'all keeping up with what's going on in HOI, but last week at the camp, at the HOI LA camp on Hollywood Boulevard, right across the street from the camp, an Edomite jumped off the building and committed suicide. We're going to give the testimony of the brother Rob Judah, who's in the back room now. I'm going to introduce him again, but also Priest Zabach, and he's going to bring a lesson out on it. They're going to do a commentary and a recap, because this is going to be the new normal, but it hasn't. Israel hasn't seen stuff like this, you know. Israel's not used to stuff like this, not yet. But it will be the new norm, thus saith the scripture, you know. So I just want to start off with a song dedicated to today's topic. You know what I'm saying? I just want to shout out to HOI New York, New Jersey in the building, HOI Detroit in the building. No, Kiko Banyamya, La'a. It was not a spiritual suicide. It was this ain't clickbait. This ain't clickbait. It was real deal Holyfield, and we're going to show the video clip. But I just want to start off with a song by Busy B. The elder priest Zabach put it up on his Facebook, so I'm just going to play the song real quick. Bear with me, Yasha Allah. All right, and let me know if y'all can hear this song. Baba Kushar, put Con 777. All right, Con 777 in the chat. All right, hold on now. Let me know if y'all can hear
it. Suicide. I'm about to kick flavor. Come on now. Suicide. You mentioned me, you just committed suicide. Gal around now, I'm about to kick flavor. Yeah, all right, here I go. Guess what? When I was a young boy up in the South Bronx, I never carried a gun. Was knocking out chumps, punks, all faggots, plus sissies and creeps. You get in my face, Jack, I laid you out in the streets with no weapons, y'all. Not a chain, no bat, but I stabbed you beside your head like my hand was your hat. You see, so many you tried, many you died, and if you mess with the beat, you might as well commit suicide. Suicide. You mess with me, you just committed suicide. Not a homicide, but a suicide. The champion of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. If this is poker, then you all will throw your hand in. If rap was a crime, the rhyme will be libel. If rap was a book, then my mouth will be the Bible. My rhymes are crescendo, verbal assault, target of innuendo, but it's not my fault. By no means commercial, highly controversial. No practice or rehearsal. You mess with me, I hurt you. I slay you in the mud, you dud, with no trouble and bathe in your blood. Like it with Mr. Bubble, you just call for a pillow, and at the end of the day, just like Calgon, they have to take you away. I'm gonna bury your remains in 6 feet of soil. You're looking kinda rusty, boy, you need some oil. Your funeral was sad, your family cried, cause you messed with Busy B, so you just committed suicide. homicide, but suicide. I was walking down the street minding my own biz. The MCs didn't know what time it is. After the battle, the boy just cried. I said you was better off if you just committed suicide. Paid with the bison and Fort Mike Tyson. Parade poison with your beans and rice and got bit by a rat or hit by a bat. Go smoke some crack. You already tried that. Jump off the plane, fall out the train. Call my mama name, she must be insane. Go wrestle alligators in the Everglades. Go sleep with somebody who just caught AIDS. Let a pit bull bite you, let me dynamite you. Swim in gasoline and let my homeboy light you. Drink some arsenal or sip some cyanide. Or mess with me, you will commit suicide. Suicide. You mess with me, then you just commit suicide. Not a homicide, but a suicide. I'm getting ready to kick a little flavor now. Lay down the law, rip somebody off is a robbery. Breaking in the house is the burglary. Stealing the cars, grand larceny. Lying in court is perjury. Selling your body is prostitution. Got to go to court just to find a solution. Killing somebody is a homicide, but if you mess with me, that's stone cold suicide. Suicide. You mess with me, then you just committed suicide. My name is Busy B, and now
Salakia, y'all get the picture, y'all get the point. That was a little intro to today's topic, and the elder priest Zabach is in the back room. I'm about to log him in, and the brother Rob Judah from HOI LA. So they were both. That's two witnesses that was there at the scene of the suicide. It wasn't a homicide; it was a suicide. In Busy B's words. All right. So with that, without further ado, I'm about to log in. Priest Zabach and Rob Judah.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Yahaba Shema Shabakathum.
Yahweh Shib Yahweh Shabrakatub.
Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom, Akim. Can y'all hear me good?
Yes, we
Shabbat
can hear you
Shalom.
loud and clear. Shabbat Shalom.
Can y'all see me good?
Khan.
All right, Shalom, Akim. What's going on? All praises to Yahweh Shema Mashiach Yahushai forever and ever. Amen. Shalom, Israel, to all the audience that's chiming in. Everybody that's chiming in. All praises to Yahweh Shema Mashiach Yahushai. Kwame Ashala, we still got next. Yeah, we tonight we're gonna get into a few things. It's some serious times we living in Israel. You know, the Most High. One thing I noticed in these last days is, and I'm speaking totally through the Spirit here. As we see more major prophecy and things happen, some of us gonna be shocked. Some of us gonna be amazed. Some of us not gonna be able to believe it. Some of us ain't gonna be able to handle it. And I'm talking about people in the truth. We read this Bible all the time for years. Brothers go to camp, brothers go to class, brothers go to feast days, brothers always quoting scriptures, sisters, whatever. You know, we walking the walk, we talking the talk. But how many of us are really ready when the Most High start to bring major prophecy right in our face and it's happening? It's one thing to read about it. I'm going to go deeper. It's another thing to believe in it. And yeah, the Most High going to tear this place up. But when you actually living in it and seeing it, I've seen some brothers and sisters kind of give up the ghost from Corona on. 9/11, when 9/11 happened, You had strong brothers. Brothers I thought were strong. Talking about, I don't know about going out to camp no more. I said, hey, brother, listen. If we go out there, if we ain't supposed to be out there, the Most High going to show us. But this is major prophecy. We got to go out there and tell the people why the Most High did this. We got to go out there and show this in Scripture. So I say all that to say, as we get closer to the time of the end of Esau's kingdom, all right, because that's what this is all about. Everything is surrounded by the fall of this kingdom, Esau, and the rise of the Israelites. That's what this whole world is based upon. That's the balance of power, so to speak. So as we see these major prophecies happening and coming to pass, you're going to have to understand, Israel, that this is the time that the Most High spoke about. This is the time that these scriptures say. You got to believe what you're reading. You got to have faith.
Khan.
Remember, Hebrews 11:1. Hebrews 11:1 says what? Faith. All right, I'm going to read it. All right, so I don't just quote it. I could paraphrase it, but let me read it. Hebrews 11:1. This is what you got to understand in these last days, Israel. All right, Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. Y'all need to read this chapter on faith and absorb it. And the Most High said, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. Yeah, we want Esau's kingdom to fall. All right, we want the nations to be taken out of power. We want prophecy to happen. Yeah, the FEMA camps is coming. Race wars, Armageddon, pestilence. But when it's there, are you ready to deal with it, Israel?
Khan.
Are you ready to come out of your comfort zone, Israel? You got to understand it. You got to ask yourself that. All right. So it says, the evidence of things not seen. What's the main evidence of things that we cannot see? The Bible, because we got words. You can see physical, let's say like the race war. You can see tension rising up between Esau and Jacob. Like, I give an example. When an Edomite talked reckless out in New Jersey and his dumb Edomite ass gave his address on social media. And like 300 damn Jakes pulled up to his house and threw water on him, hit him in the head with bottles and everything. So that's evidence. We're not living in a full-fledged race war, but that's evidence of things not seen. Meaning what? We haven't seen a full-fledged race war, but we can see evidence of it. We can see the racial tension building up to where Jake and Esau are going to be walking down the street, blowing each other brains out on sight. I'm not talking about a little racial argument on social media. I'm talking about walking down the street and blowing each other brains out on sight. Going after each other, families, bloodshed all through the streets. Nigger, I'm coming to kill you. Now, we see traces of that with the police and white supremacists killing us every day. We see some Jake, a remnant, a very small remnant. We see some Jake and Eve getting tired of it. They're getting pissed off. Right? But we not living in a full-fledged, all-out race war. You still can go certain places and, you know, whites and blacks are talking and everything is good. But the other day, what happened? They had a video where Jake and Esau got in a fight on a plane. The Edomite snuffed Jake, and Jake walked. Jake rocked his ass up and down the aisle. Esau got that one punch off, and Jake rocked his ass up inside. So you see the evidence of a racial war coming, but it's not fully here yet. That's what we're saying. And we know the Bible speaks about Zechariah 25:12, Matthew 24, nation rise against nation. 2 Ezra 15, one people shall stand up to fight against another. That's the evidence that we're reading. All right. We're not fully seeing it, but we're reading it and we saying, okay, the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The evidence is the scriptures. The Most High telling us in the word, you believe the word through faith. You believe these scriptures. So you said, I know it's going to happen. That's your evidence and little traces of the Most High showing it to you. So I say all that to say, when these prophecies really happen, are you going to be prepared, Israel? All of us, that goes for all of us. Talk the talk, walk the walk, but when that time comes, when all hell break loose and the Most High bringing stuff right in your face, are you going to be ready in that day? Because we're seeing some serious times. I can go all the way back to 9/11, and I can bring it up to now with the coronavirus and all this stuff going on. All right, the jab. All right, I'll be nice tonight. All this stuff going on. And people from Israel, the nations, Esau, people gave up the ghost on that. 2020 was a beast of a year. So are you ready, Israel? Are you really ready for when the Most High really start bringing these prophecies in our face? Are you ready to see the white man commit suicide right in front of you because he's depressed? His kingdom is falling. He's on drugs. Maybe he bugged out from taking the jab. Whatever the case may be, are you ready to see your enemy die and fall in front of your face? Because a lot of y'all worship Esau. A lot of y'all, even in the truth, some of y'all are still weak to these heathens. We got all kinds of comments. You shouldn't laugh about that. That ain't right. From Israelites in the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't ready to see the fall of your enemy. You're not ready to see the fall of your enemy. You're not ready to see the death and destruction of Esau. You're not ready. All right, so I just want to open up with that. I'm going to get a few scriptures, and then I'm going to describe what happened. But anybody want to say anything in opening? Ephraim, Rob, Judah, before I get a few scriptures.
No, go ahead, Elder.
All right, so we're going to start off with, I'm going to start with Habakkuk chapter 1. Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. And it reads, therefore the Lord is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth, for the wicked doeth compass about the righteous. So the Most High is upset with what's going on in this world. All right, and he knows that the wicked is compassing about the righteous. That's another reason why, like it tell you in 2nd Ezra, behold, the days come where the Most High shall begin to visit the earth that he made. Why is the Lord going to visit the earth with judgment? Because the wicked doeth compass about the righteous. The law is slack. Nobody cares about the laws of the Most High. You want to get on the baby, right, for making some statements that wasn't even really so-called homophobic, but you ain't get on little Nas X. Why? Because the law is slack. It's unbalanced. You glorify wickedness on one hand, and then righteousness is deemed as evil. All right, things are backwards. There's an error that proceeds from the rulers, like it tells us in Ecclesiastes. Reading on, it says, the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. Is not righteous judgment in the earth. So that's why we're in the time that we're living in, because righteous judgment is not in the earth, and the Lord is getting angry as hell and pissed off as hell. All right, he gave rulership of the earth to Esau, and Esau didn't rule all right. He didn't rule according to this Bible. The Bible, the scriptures tell you in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay? All right, verse 5. It says, behold ye among the heathen, and regard one, Salakia. Behold ye among the heathen, and regard, and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. See, that's another thing. The Lord said he's going to work a work. He's going to do phenomenal things in your day, heathen, that you don't believe, though it be told to you. The white man going to be killing himself. They're going to be committing suicide at a phenomenal rate. We witnessed it. The word was going out so strong and good. Esau, he lost his mind, bugged out. Remember Rob Judah? Remember he came up to us and asked us for prayer or something?
Yeah, he sure did. You
want to elaborate on that part?
Yeah, at first he was talking gibberish, and then I said, what did you say? He said, "Just pray for me," and then he walked off.
Right, right. And I think Jamin or either Kazak, I think he said something about y'all men of God, y'all men of Jesus, say a prayer
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
He
that's
said
what
something
exactly
like
he
that.
said. Yeah, he
Yeah,
says
y'all
that's
men
what
of
exactly he said.
Jesus. He said something about y'all men of Jesus, y'all men of God, say a prayer for me. Why? Because the Most High put a spirit of derision on him. All right, and that's what tonight's lesson is going to be called. Esau commits suicide at the camp, distress amongst men. And we're going to get into that in Zephaniah. All right, distress amongst men. The Lord going to put these Edomites in derision. The Lord going to put the whole earth in derision. All right, 2/3 of our people, Esau and the other nations, the Lord going to put them in derision. Because what? The Lord is slack. Nobody keep the commandments of the Most High. The world is waxing more and more into wickedness, so the Lord going to start judging you. He going to start putting spirits. He going to put spirits on you when you jump off of buildings. Right? Edomites. All right? In front of the camp, in front of the men of the Lord, while we teaching the gospel. All right? Let me read it again. Habakkuk 1:5. Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you. We done talked about this for years. We told you the white man's kingdom is going to fall. I never forget back in, I think, 2006. I remember the black man, we was battling the black man in Times Square, New York. He was in the military. He was in Esau's military. And he said, the white man's economy and kingdom and rulership is infallible. He said, the white man's economy and rulership, his world is infallible. Nothing going to happen to his world. We need to try to be like them. And we said, brother, you done sold out because you've been in that military. You think the devil is with you for some way, somehow. You think the devil is with you. But no, Esau is not with you. And now we see it in these last days, the fall of this society. That's why they want to jab everybody, because they want to poison everybody. All right? So we know the time that we living in. So for you brothers and sisters that was talking about, well, why you making mockery? Why you laughing? Listen, do you know what the so-called white man did to us as a people? Did y'all forget?
Bring it out, Elder.
Did y'all forget? Do you know how many Negroes tried to commit suicide during slavery? Do y'all need a history lesson on the basic atrocities of slavery? Do you know that there was Negroes that tried to starve themselves because they didn't want to suffer no more? And the white man knocked their teeth out and force-fed them so they couldn't die. They wanted to kill, they wanted to die because they were suffering. So because of what they put our people in, they put our people in a spirit of wanting to die because they were so depressed. The Most High going to start putting that spirit on them on a high level. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. And you brothers and sisters, let's get Sirach. Let's go to Sirach chapter 25 and 7. So this is for you brothers and sisters that say, oh, you don't laugh at the Bible. Don't laugh at Esau dying. All right.
Salaki, Elder, if you need me to read or Rob Judah to read.
Huh?
If you need us to read, let me know.
No. The reason why I'm reading because I don't want that pause.
Okay, come.
I don't want that pause, so that's why I'm reading. If I need y'all to relieve me a little bit later on, I'll let y'all know. But so like that's why I didn't say nothing about reading, because I don't want that. I just want to be able to flow right through it. All right, this is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 25 and 7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. So all of you brothers and sisters, Rejoice not at thy greatest enemy. And we're going to get that. We're going to get that scripture in Proverbs and the one in Sirach that y'all love to pull so much with no understanding. Don't rejoice at your greatest enemy's fall or death. Rejoice not in your greatest enemy's death. We're gonna get those later. We're going to deal with those. But the scriptures tell you it's a joyful thing. What is the Most High talking about right here? For you to be able to live to see the fall of your enemy, I'll give you an example. Read your Bible. Read the last chapter of the book of Tobit. And it tells you before Tobit died, Tobit saw the fall of Nineveh. He saw the destruction of the Assyrians and he rejoiced. Those were his enemies. The Assyrians had the northern kingdoms of Israel in captivity. So before Tobit died, he heard, read Tobit, the last chapter. He heard of the destruction of Nineveh, and it says he rejoiced. And we can get that later too when I get into those so-called rejoicing scriptures. But right now, I'm just letting you know, how are you going to live to see the fall of your enemy? How, like our forefather Tobit, are we going to witness the fall of our enemy and not rejoice? What's wrong with you, brothers and sisters? I don't give a damn if damn 100 Edomites jump off the damn building in front of the HOI Los Angeles camp, or any HOI camp, or any camp in Israel, any sincere brothers that's out there doing the work, period. I'm not going to feel sorry if an Edomite offs himself in front of the damn camp. We're going to keep teaching the gospel like we doing. But for you Hebrews that have not gotten over Stockholm Syndrome, that want to love your enemy and feel sympathy, and that's not right, and rejoice not, that's on you. But the Lord said right here in Sirach 25:7 again, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And if the so-called white man and the other nations are not our enemies, then who are? Let's go to 2 Ezra 6:6. This is all in the scriptures. This is all in the Bible. The Most High told us about these things. He said these things were going to happen. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 6. And when you read the statistics, the so-called when you read the statistics, the so-called white man, they said the middle-aged Caucasian male is the highest group of people that commit suicide. The middle-aged white male. All right. Now, why the hell should I feel sorry about that? When my people died by the hundreds, by the thousands, by the millions, suffering and catching hell in this so-called white man's captivity, I don't give less than 2 damns. And now it's judgment, and the Most High allowed us to witness it right in front of the camp on Hollywood and Highland, HOI Los Angeles. By Shibba Mashiach Yahushai, hallelujah. All right, 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 6. And it reads, then did I consider those things, and they were all made through me alone and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. So the Most High is letting you know he created the earth. When it says by him alone, meaning by his power alone. We know he used Yahushai and the angels and, man to develop certain things on the earth, but it was through the power of the Most High. Verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? That's what we're witnessing. We are witnessing the end of the first kingdom and the beginning of it that followeth. All right, it says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. So that's why he's diving to his death. That's his end. It says, Shalom, Simeon, HOI New York in the building. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we see the so-called white man ending himself, offing himself. Go look it up. That's the statistics show you that the middle-aged white man is has the highest rate of suicide. Because Esau is the end of the world. His world is over. He's like, just like in when Jacob and Esau was in the field, and Esau he went back and he tried to get the blessing, and Jacob had already got the blessing. Esau felt like he wanted to die. Just like now, the so-called white man seeing his kingdom falling, and he's seeing we about to rise as a nation. We coming into this truth. We learning who we are. He wants to die. His kingdom is falling. All right. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question Ezra asked thou not. Because what the nations, the heathens, they're in between us. The Esau's ruling now, so all the nations bow to Esau. Jacob, Israel is about to rule soon, so all the nations going to bow to us. So it's the change of the God. The two main nations that the Most High was always dealing with was Esau and Jacob from Rebekah's womb. Remember, in the beginning, the Lord said, 2 nations are in thy womb. That's where that story with Isaac and Rebekah is so important, because that was going to be the complete balance of power throughout history. So we're living in the this is what the world, this is what the entire world is waiting for. It tells you in Romans, Romans the 8th chapter, the earnest expectation of the creature waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. The whole creation is waiting for the earth to be put back in order and the sons of God to rule again. So that's the time we living in, Israel. Y'all don't feel, you know what? When you brothers and sisters say that we're wrong for rejoicing in the death and destruction of Esau, all right? When you say we're wrong for a rejoicing in the death and destruction of Esau, you know what you're actually saying? You're saying that the Most High is wrong because he's bringing judgment on this society. Ephraim, come in for a minute and say something. Let me adjust my camera so I can get the widescreen. Say something for a minute. You or Rob Judah, come in and say something for a minute so I can adjust my camera to the widescreen. Bear with me, y'all.
Salakia. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yes or no? When you put I can hear me because I'm using those earphones and I don't.
I can hear.
Okay, so we good. So this is just okay. Thawadah, all praises. So this is the suicide statistics, right? This is the suicide statistics. It says, learn the latest published statistics on suicide from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention CDC data and statistics fatal injury report for 2019 retrieved February 2021. So mind you, Israel, they haven't put, because it says report for 2019. They haven't put the report for 2021 after the pandemic, right? After the so-called pandemic. So it says here, suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. And in 2019, 47,511 Americans died by suicide. In 2019, there were an estimated 1.38 million suicide attempts. Now, this is 2019 statistics. So I think they don't want to show us the current statistics. You know what I'm saying? Because the current statistics it's probably triple that. Okay. It says additional facts about suicides in the U.S. The age adjusted suicide rate in 2019 was 13.93 per 100,000 individuals. And guess, and like the elder was saying, the rate of suicide is highest in middle-aged white men. All right. In 2019, men died by suicide 3.63 times as often as women. You see what I'm saying? So men more strung out than women. All right. They probably strung out because they women is cheating on them. They found out they woman is cheating on them. All right. It says on average, there are 130 suicides per day. White males accounted for 69.38% of suicide deaths in 2019. In 2019, firearms accounted for 50.39% of all suicide deaths. See, and they throwing in that firearms, letting you know because they eventually going to come for the people's guns. So that's part of their survey. But it's crazy how we're in 2021 and they don't have the statistics of 2020. All right. So these are the statistics, and you see it goes from can y'all see this? Yeah, y'all can see it. Okay, all praises. So from where's it at? Salakia. So from 2010, as you can see, it's been a crazy spike. You see what I'm saying? From 2006. Well, I mean, it's been going up every year, but the spike is crazy. You see, and it kind of went down from 2018 to 2019. So they say, you know, because they be lying about statistics as well. So who knows what the damn statistics are now? You know, but that's just something what the elder was talking about right there. And we was going on it. And this is showing you the age range. You know, the percentage of the age range. All right. So the elder dropped off. And I guess he's gonna come back on. But let me see what this brother said. Kal halal Allah Ila Shadaya Malak Yasharala 144 said, opioid and knowing their kingdom is fallen. Right. You see, there's a lot of that happening. The opioid epidemic, you know, even once again, and we're gonna go into it. You know, we got an article also, but I'm gonna wait for the elder to chime back in to go into it. But the year January 6th, when the White House was overthrown by Trump's goons, by Donald Trump's goons, come to find out recently, 4 of the police officers that was there dealing with all of that stuff, they committed suicide. So we're going to go into that. I got that article also, but I'm going to wait for the elder to come in. So this thing is happening at a rapid speed. And then, you know, Esau panics, especially, you know, this you know, the pandemic was whipping a lot of the so-called white man's asses. That's who it was coming after. The Most High was plaguing them. A lot of the white people was dying from that. So, and then they try to flip it on us and say, "Oh, we need it." That's why they're attacking us mostly and promoting the jab to us because they trying to medicate us with the pandemic. You understand? So, but that's just to show you they coming for us because they're losing. Just like in Egypt, when Pharaoh he said we got to get rid of these Israelites, the new Pharaoh that didn't know Joseph. He said they outnumbering us. They're getting too large. They're getting too big. And what's the spiritual Egypt? America. So the same thing that the Pharaoh was doing back then, they're doing now. You understand? And who's this? Arabella Creation Junkie says skin cancer is up. It's damn right. Skin cancer is up. You know what I'm saying? And who this? Jacob's descendant. He said in 2020 they're blaming it all on the virus. Right? They're gonna blame it on the virus. All these different things, man. It's just the curses is being reversed. The Most High is reversing the curses upon our enemies, and that's scripture. You know, he said, if you come back, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Let me get that real quick. I don't know where Priest Zabach is. He chimed off, but I hold it down until he get back. Plagues upon. Hold on now, bear with me, Israel. I know it's in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 30:7. All right. It says, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies, on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So that's what's happening now. You see, that's what's happening now. The Most High is reversing the curse upon the nations, upon the heathens. So all of them is committing suicide. And you got our people committing suicide too. You got our people acting a fool. You got our people going crazy. If you look up the statistics, also robberies and the crime rate is going up in all the inner cities right now because Jake is coming back outside. They don't know what to do. You know, the stimulus checks ain't coming in. The unemployment checks got cut off. So Jake now he got to wild out. I think it was in the Bronx. It was in the Bronx where they shot a brother for his sneakers. It was recently in the Bronx. They shot a brother for his sneakers. You know, so through the spirit, everything is, it looks like things are going to get back to normal, but thus saith the Lord, is not. You know, when they shall say peace and safety, cometh sudden destruction. So all this stuff is about to reverse. All the things that happen to us, the Most High has given them that double cup of portion, that double shot of Hennessy, that double shot of 151, that double shot of Devil Springs. Esau got to drink that cup, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau got to drink that cup. So let me see what's going on with the elder again. I don't see him in the back chat, but y'all see the statistics. Let me remove that. Let me stop the screen share. So I'm just waiting on the elder. I'm just filling in for him until he gets back. I know Rob Judah's in the back. Rob Judah, I can hear you. If you have anything you want to say, you want to bring out what you've seen or what you heard, you can give your testimony.
Yeah, out here in Los Angeles, that's nothing new. People commit suicide. Like most people don't know, I'm a Metro Transit Authority bus driver, and we always see Esau jumping in front of the buses, the train, especially the train side, commit suicide. But on that note, I would like to bring out a precept. The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 22. And the children struggled together within. Hold on, I'm on chat. Slack, yeah, guys. Let me do it again. Book Genesis 25. And the children struggled together within her womb. And she said, if it's to be, why am thus, and why to acquire to the Lord? And the Lord said to her, two nations are in her womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from the bowels. And one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So that verse is saying that we're stronger than Esau. When Esau loses his job, he commits suicide. When things is not going right with Esau, he kills himself. You know, it's a movie that I forgot long time ago. It was called Keeping Up with the Joneses, and it was like a couple of Edomites that was scam artists. They go into prominent neighborhoods and sell products. And what happened was the guy was trying to keep up with the neighbor, but he fell into debt and he ended up killing himself. So the moral of the story is when Esau ran out of money and he don't have that stronghold, and he gotta live like a so-called black man, he gonna off himself because that's his thing. He want to live good. He want to be above the Negro. He want to be above any of the 12 tribes. So that's what Esau do. He'll kill himself. He off himself.
We stronger than Esau. Y'all see it?
Yeah, we stronger mentally and stronger.
Right. God. But great precept, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say something because I see Sister Karatazaya saying it. Y'all got it. Listen, we barely have any HOI channels because not only do we have haters reporting our channels within Israel, but we also got the heathen. We also have the what the hell is it called? The YouTube in itself violating the algorithm. So please keep the chat clean. Sister Karatazaya, there's certain words you can't use because it'll trigger the algorithm and our videos will get flagged. So be respectful. Yep. Stop using the C19 word. Don't use the C19. Just call it the jab. Or medication. Don't use the Maxine word. If you're gonna say the jab, you can also say Maxine. Please, we're trying to save all the channels we got, and we don't need y'all ruin it for us. So, Sister Karatazaya and please, if you see anything crazy on the chat, give them a warning. And if words come to worse, block them from the chat. You know what I'm saying? Give them 2 warnings. You take it off twice. The 3rd time, send them to the block party. It's nothing personal, Israel, but we trying to keep our channels alive. So with that, Priest Zabach is back on.
Shalom. Salakia. So we left off with a mouth pulling up the statistics. And you can just reiterate that real quick. You don't have to be nothing long, just real quick.
You want the statistics back?
Yeah, you just reiterate real quick.
So as I read before, you wasn't on, Elder, but they haven't showed. This is the statistics from 2019. They haven't showed the statistics for 2020 yet. And this report was given and brought in 2021. So they're not giving us the statistics because they probably haven't even found everybody that committed suicide yet. You know? So this is like it says learn the latest published statistics on suicide from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention CDC data and statistics fatal injury report for 2019 retrieved February 9th 2021. Access additional verified data from the CDC preliminary unverified quarterly mortality rate are also available, but are not used for this page. Suicide rates listed are age-adjusted rates. AFSP fact sheets are updated annually, but for some reason, 2020 is not here. If it's updated annually, all right. It says suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. In 2019, 47,511 Americans died by suicide. In 2019, there were an estimated 1.38 million suicide attempts. So right here, it says additional facts, suicides in the U.S. The age-adjusted suicide rate in 2019 was 13.93 per 100,000 individuals. The rate of suicide is highest in middle-aged white men.
There you go.
In 2019, men died. You want to elaborate on that, or you want me to keep reading?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
I'm gonna read that again. In the rate of suicide is highest in the middle age white men. In 2019, men died by suicide 3.63 times as often as women. On average, there are 130 suicides per day. And this is from 2019. So they say. White males accounted for 69.38% of suicide death in 2019. And if y'all know math, Israel, 69.38%, that's close to 70%. That's more than 2/3 of white males killing themselves. And then it's
hey, yo, Esau is the Edomite man is the new 2/3.
God.
The Edomite man.
We gotta. God. You want me to keep reading, or you want to?
Hold on.
God.
Let me get something real quick. Let's go to Luke 21. All right, let's get Luke 21 and 25, and we're going to read down till about 28. All right. Now, I want to point out something in that article. It said that white men, middle-aged white men are 69% of the suicides. And why is that? This scripture we're about to read right now. Mom, did you get the other article I sent you? Did you ever get the article?
You didn't send it to the Rabbi Murphy.
Huh?
If you didn't send it to the Rabbi Murphy, email, I didn't get it. Because I'm logged into that email.
I sent it
on the
twice.
Computer screen.
Did you check your spam?
Let me
also?
check. Let me check. It will come through.
I sent it twice.
To the Rabbi Murphy?
Yeah, Rabbi Murphy 718, right?
I think you. Yeah, let me see something. If you put it to the, you probably sent it to the Atlanta email.
All right, but anyway, while you're looking for that, this is Luke 21:25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations." And that's the time we're living in right now. Fires in Australia, fires in out here in California, a whole historic town burnt down out here. floods in China, floods in Europe, all right, heat waves in India, destruction all over the earth, all right, distress of nations, Esau committing suicide in front of the camp, all right, it says with perplexity and confusion, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts, Luke 21:26, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Meaning what? The world. Who's the world leader? The Caucasian man, the Caucasian male. Kan? The Caucasian male is the world leader. So Esau, their hearts are failing them for looking after the things that's coming on the earth. That's why they're the number ones, the ones committing suicide. Because why? Esau know his kingdom is about to fall, and he don't want to face. He don't want to face what he's about to go through. He don't want to face Yahweh. He don't want to face the angry Negro when the Negro gets tired. He don't want to face that. So basically, you know what Esau is saying? He's saying, my world is coming to an end. I might as well end it all. I don't want to live to see that. Esau don't want to live. He can't live to see. He can't witness the end of his own world. He don't want to live to see that. So that's what's going on when you read them statistics. Let me read verse 26 again. Luke 21:26. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. The kingdoms of this world are going to be shaken up. All right, so that's when Amaf is reading those statistics. That's why the number one group of people or persons that are committing suicide are middle-aged white males. Because what? The younger Edomites, they might feel like, oh, we still got some time. We still might can rule. The older Edomites, they're saying, oh, I lived my life already. If my world is going in, I'm old, I'm going to die anyway. But the middle-aged Edomite, is stuck right there. Like I said, the young Edomite, they might feel like, well, there's still hope. I'm young. The white man's still ruling. I'm young. There could be some hope. The middle-aged white man, Salakia, the older white man, oh, I'm old. I done lived my life. If the world does end, I'm old. I'm going to die anyway. But the middle-aged white man is stuck right there in the middle. He can't go back to being, it's too late to go back to being young. Your youth days are over. And you don't want to live to get old to witness and have to deal with the fall of your kingdom and what the Most High going to make you suffer and pay for. So them devils are offing themselves. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Right? So that's what's going on right now. Reading on. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. All right? So what? This is letting us know this is a prelude to the second coming of Yahushua. This is a prelude to Christ making a second coming. When we start to see all these things in the earth, that's when you're going to know that Yahushua is about to return. So now, I just want to open up with that, lay a little bit of groundwork. So now we're going to get into what actually happened. Okay, what actually happened on this night, I want to say August 1st, 2021, July 31st going into August 1st, 2021 on Hollywood and Highland in Los Angeles, California, where a so-called white man, Esau, committed suicide in front of the camp, in front of the servants of the Lord. We witnessed it. So basically what happened earlier throughout the night, I want to say, the reason why I say July 31st into August 1st is because we start seeing him about maybe 11 p.m. The Edomite was out there throughout the night. And he was very erratic. He was pacing. He was running, pacing back and forth. 1 minute, like we would see him, then he would run down the block. And so this went on, I would say maybe starting about maybe 9, 10 o'clock. until the time he actually jumped from the roof, which was after 12 a.m. So by that time it was going into August 1st, according to Esau's calendar.
Mhm.
So throughout the night, I'm seeing the Edomite, but I'm not really paying him no attention. We on Hollywood and Highland. There's all kinds of damn weirdos out there. So I'm seeing him throughout the night or whatever, and he's back and forth, whatever the case may be, and he's acting real erratic. Like I said, at one time he came up to us and he was like, "Pray for me," or he said something about, "You guys are the men of Jesus. Pray for me." And we was like, "Man, Esau, get the hell out of here. You can't get no prayer from us, whatever." So there was one point throughout the night where he started acting real erratic. He came back because he would disappear for a while. He would come and go like a spirit or a demon. He was coming and going throughout the night. He would disappear and I guess go to another part of Hollywood Boulevard. Then he would come back like a half an hour later. He was popping up like every 15 minutes to a half an hour. So finally, to fast forward, it got to a point where he just started yelling in the street and, "I don't want to live," and, "Oh my God," and speaking all erratic. So at one point it looked like he was trying to make the cars run him over. All right. He was in the middle of the street. He was hitting cars. He was kicking cars. But I don't want to jump the gun. Before he did that, he was just in the middle of the street, like acting like he was trying to get somebody to run him over. When that wasn't working, people was going around him. They was dying. It was like, this guy is crazy. What the hell? People was going around him, whatever. So then he started punching and kicking people's cars as if he wanted somebody to jump out and just shoot him or stab him or beat him to death. He was trying to provoke his death, So he's in the middle of the street. He's kicking cars. He's doing that. So when he realized, that's when I really started paying attention to him. When he realized that none of that was working, he said, "The hell with that." He just turned it up. That's when he ran over to the building that was directly across from us, and he climbed up to the second floor fire escape. He took his shirt off, tied his shirt around the fire escape, and he tried to hang himself. He tried to tie the shirt around his neck and a fire escape so he could hang himself. Right? So that didn't work. I think the shirt ripped.
Yeah.
The shirt ripped, and that didn't work. And then that's when Coon, Jake, and Eve start running over. No, don't do it. They start crying and screaming and running to get help and all that. So now once Esau realized the shirt ripped, he couldn't try to hang himself. This devil turned it up again. He started climbing up the fire escape even more. So now I guess he's like, I'm going to get as high as I can get and jump. So this devil, he's climbing, trying to get as high. He gets to the top level, right? So it's a glass. It's a glass entrance. Once you reach the third level on the fire escape, there's a glass entrance going in. So he kicks the glass entrance. I think he broke the glass or whatever. He tried to get in there. I think it looked like he was trying to break the glass to take the glass and cut himself. All right. So some of the tenants came out and they start stopping him like, "What the hell you doing?" So once that didn't work, people start crowding around, this, that, and the third. Once that didn't work, that devil just climbed up. He climbed up the last fire escape to the roof. And once he climbed up to that roof, one of the Edomites from the last floor tried to come out on the fire escape and get him. He tried to follow him and get him. But once that devil going to jump. Once that devil got to the top of the building, he just leaped. He got to the middle. He got to the top of the roof, and then he moved over a little bit to the middle of the roof, and he just jumped. And there was no time for the LAPD, the LA sheriffs. There was no time for nobody to do that. Everybody just backed up, and he just splat to the damn ground. All right, you about to show it, Marv?
Con, I got I'm not gonna show it all entirety, but I'm gonna show when he climbed up and he jumped off. I'm gonna show maybe about 5-7 minutes of it. So
Okay.
Fasten your seatbelts, Israel, if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen the video, it's on HOI LA, right? Rob?
Yeah, Khan.
It's on HOI LA. But this video I'm showing is on Mac News 144. So to subscribe to all these channels, HOI LA, Mac News 144. We holding on to the channels that we have. All right. So y'all can look it up. It's called "How Art Thou Fallen from Heaven?" How Art Thou Fallen, O Lucifer, on Mac News. All right. There you go.
Even now, or even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Right. So, yeah, this is madness.
This is
madness.
This is madness.
He's not even trying to hurt himself. Really, he's doing this for attention.
This kingdom is finished, Doc.
Finished.
You see, he had that one eye was black. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to see that. Woo!
Yeah, that's crazy. Salakia.
Let me rewind it just a
Live and
little bit
direct.
so y'all
Live
can
and
see it again. Hold on. Yeah, I see him now, right?
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to see
For
that.
those that didn't catch it, pay attention now.
Woo!
Yeah, that's crazy. Salakia.
It's not showing on my end. It's showing it real slow.
Live and direct, Hollywood and Highland. All right. This is what the Mosai said he was going to do to these people, man. This is what the Lord said he was going to do to these people, man. Give me Isaiah 47:1. The Mosai said he was going to do to these people, man. This is crazy. All right. America in the last days. America in the last days. Which is the Mosai said. You got the jump? Yeah, that's crazy, all right. That's what the Mosai said he was going to do in these last days. All right, give me Isaiah 47:1. Read Isaiah 47:1. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughters of Babylon.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Good.
Sit on the ground.
Sit on the ground, literally. Good.
There is no throne,
Go ahead.
O daughter of the Chaldeans.
I just saw it, man. All right. I don't know if Esau is dead or not, but he just jumped. Esau just jumped to his death, man. All right. But yeah, he didn't. Yeah. He didn't land flush. He kind of knew how to land. You know, he kind of broke his fall. You know what I'm saying? But I'll read it again. Isaiah 47:1.
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
God said, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, give me Galatians 6:7. All right, because look, man, these people, they put a lot of our people in a spirit of suicide and depression. So now the Most High bringing it on them. All right, we don't give a damn. You get mad, you look at us like we crazy. That's God judging America, mainly white America. Read what you got, brother.
Book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived.
Lord said, be not deceived. Go ahead.
God is not mocked.
Can't mock the Most High. Go ahead.
For whatsoever a man soweth,
Whatsoever a man soweth, come on.
that shall he also reap.
Yeah, see that? All the suicide and depression that you put on our people, now it's turning back on your own head. Literally. You landed on your head, literally. That's the Lord doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me
Salakia. I just had to put this up. The name of this person's YouTube channel. This is crazy. He said I didn't see it. Do y'all have a clear video? But the name of the man's or woman's YouTube channel is called 4 Doctors Said Sarnetta Got AIDS. What the hell is that? Israel's crazy, man. Y'all some characters, man.
What the hell is going on?
Israel's crazy.
Doctor.
No folly.
Wow.
Oh,
hey,
Lord.
yeah, hey.
Israel's hilarious, man.
Hey, brother, yeah, there's other clear copies. I don't know why that copy is so grainy.
I got the clear copy. I can send you the link up, Chiefs.
Yeah, you can send me the link. I mean, it's playing.
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
All right, listen, we'll get.
Okay, send it to.
We got much clearer copies of it. We'll edit in some clearer copies. Select.
Con.
But the name of the channel.
What's the name of the channel?
The name of the channel.
What's the name of the channel?
4 Doctors Said Sarnetta Got AIDS.
That's their handle. I don't think it's their. I don't think it's their channel. I think it's just the handle they're using.
That's madness.
Yeah, the handle or the channel. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the handle.
Ephraim, you was asking for Rob's channel.
What's the channel that the video you got the clearer version on? So I could just put it in the chat.
It's HOI LA.
HOI LA.
Yeah.
That's the channel. Yashala.
All they had to do is click on my username right now.
Y'all can look it up.
Email right there. Yeah, it's spelled like the way in my profile right now. All you do is click on that. It should take it to the channel.
Con.
So I just want to go back to something that I said on the video. The Edomite, he had a black eye, he had a shiner, and it looked like he had a little busted nose too. So somebody had rocked him already earlier. You know, now initially when he got beat up, he was back. He said he was so erratic. He was saying something about, look at my eye, or look what they did to me, or he was just all over the place. So somebody beat his ass that night earlier. You know, I don't know if it was Jake, I don't know if it was some other Edomites, but she had a damn bad black eye, and his nose was like bloodied up. But initially I said on a video that he landed flush, and we didn't really know if he was dead or still alive. But most testimonies said that he moved his arm one time, then the paramedics, they moved him a little bit. They moved him to the side, and on his side was all covered in blood. And then they said he moved one more time, and then he was just out. And it said they was trying to resuscitate him, but he had no more movement, no more life in him. He was gone. For the most part, most eyewitnesses said he was gone. Now, a fall like that, most likely than not, you're not going to make it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Are you going to be jacked up?
Huh?
I said, are you going to be jacked up?
Right, and if you do live, you're going to be dead. But most people that witnessed it They was like, yo, they was trying to do mouth to mouth, trying to resuscitate him. That dude was gone. And I'm gonna show an example of that. I'm gonna show 2 examples of that in the scriptures. When you have such a fall like that, you're gonna die. All right. For the most part, a fall, that impact alone is gonna kill you. So this is Acts. I'm gonna get 2 quick examples. This is Acts chapter 1. All right. Acts chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at 15.
Salaki, Elder.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can Rob Judah send me the timestamp, because those videos is hours and 2 hours long. So send me the timestamp around when the man jumped, so I can get the clear picture from that channel. All right.
Is around is at the end. Is at the end. Is around an hour. Start at about an hour and 50 minutes. All right. Can't hear you.
Okay, I put the link in the comment section, Chief. It should pop up. Can you see the comment?
I said I'm gonna look for the timestamp. I'm gonna look for it on the video, but just keep going. I'm gonna get off here and look for it.
All right, this is Acts chapter 1, verse 15. And it reads, and in those days, Peter stood up in the midst of the disciples and said, the number of names together were about 120, men and brethren. This scripture must needs have been fulfilled, which the Holy Spirit by the mouth of David spake before concerning Judas, which was guide to them that took H.O.I. And he was numbered with us and had obtained part of this ministry. Now this man purchased a field with the reward of iniquity, and fallen headlong, he burst asunder in the midst, and all his bowels gushed out. So in other words, when you fall from a certain height, all right, that's what happened with Judas. Remember, Judas tried to hang himself. All right, he took himself however high up in the air, and Judas tried to hang himself. Now, when you read, y'all can read it on your own, Matthew 27, 1-8, it tells you that Judas hung himself. But when you read the history of how Judas actually died, when Judas hung himself, the sash, all right, that he tried to hang himself with, when he hung himself, it popped and Judas fell down, and it said his guts burst open. Let me read it again. Acts 1:18. Now this man purchased a field with the reward of iniquity. Because remember, when they buried Judas in the potter's field, they called it the field of blood. All right, it says, and falling headlong, he burst asunder in the midst, and all the bowels gushed out. So when Judas tried to hang himself, he fell head first. And it said he bust his head, his bowels, and everything gushed out. So my point being, when Esau fell from like 3-4, any city you go to, if you average a 3-4 story tall building and you hit the ground, impact, bow, for the most part, you're not surviving from that. All right, so I just say that to say we saw a little bit of movement when Esau hit the ground, but his ass was done after that. You're not surviving that. All right, just like it said here, Judas tried to hang himself, and the sash on the noose he was trying to make, it popped, and Judas fell head. It said he fell headlong down, and his bowels gushed open. When you fall from them type of heights in the air, you're gonna bust your body open. You're gonna get broken all up. That internal bleeding. If the injuries don't kill you, the internal bleeding and the destruction to your organs is gonna kill you. All right, reading on, it says, and it was known unto all the dwellers at Jerusalem, inasmuch as the field that is called in their proper tongue Al-Sadama, that is to say the field of blood. For it is written in the book of Psalms. Remember, when Judas betrayed H.O.I, it was prophesied in the book of Psalms. Let his habitation be desolate, and let no man dwell therein, and his bishopric let another take. Bishopric means office. The word bishopric means office. Bishop, like a bishop in a church and a leader of the church, and Rick, R-I-C. Bishopric means office. It says, wherefore of these men, which of these men have company with us all the time that our Lord Yahushua went in out among? So they said they have to choose another disciple to replace Judas. And when you read that, y'all can read the rest on your own. Verse 22 to 26, they chose Matthias to take Judas Judas Iscariot, one of Yahushua's 12. Matthias was chosen to take his place. All right. But my point being, when you fall from such heights and impacts in the air, all right, your bowels and everything is going to bust open. Your body is going to break all up, and you're going to have all that internal bleeding, and you're going to die. So that's what happened to Esau. Esau fell from he jumped from a very high height in the heavens and smacked to the damn ground and died. All right. Let me get one more example. Acts 20. Salakia. All right, this is Acts the 20th chapter. We're going to start at the 7th verse. Acts chapter 20, verse 7. And it says, and upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached unto them ready to depart on the morrow, and continued his speech until midnight. So basically, Paul, he was teaching. He was amongst the brethren. He was teaching them and preaching a word to them until midnight, until late at night. It says, and there were many lights in the upper chamber where they were gathered together. And there sat in a window a certain young man named Eutychus, being fallen into a deep sleep. So Paul was teaching for some hours, right? And this brother was sitting up in the window, probably trying to get some air or whatever. All right. And it said he was sitting up in a window and he fell into a sleep because Paul was long teaching. It said, and as Paul was long preaching, he sunk down with sleep and fell down from the third loft and was taken up dead. So it said he fell from the third story. So when you fall from them type of heights and impacts, you're going to die. All right. So Esau wanted to die. So Esau said, let me climb up high enough. Let me climb up high enough on this building and I'm going to die. All right. But I just wanted to clear it up because on the video, I was like, yo, he fell, but he didn't really fall flush. When I said flush, meaning he didn't buy. It's kind of almost like the Edomite was a surfboarder or skater or extreme sportsman, all right, for lack of a better term. Almost like he knew how to fall, like he kind of like, I want to die, but I'm a fall and maybe try to soften the impact. It's like he fell with a little, finesse to it. But even with that, when you're falling from that type of height and that type of level in the air, you're gonna die. All right. So reading on, it says and fell down the third loft and was taken up dead. And Paul went down and fell on him and embracing him said, trouble not yourselves, for his life is in him. When he therefore was come again and had broken bread and eaten and talked a long while, even to break of day, so he departed. And he brought the young man alive and were not a little comforted. All right. So, all right. So like, yeah. Right. So, Paul said, look, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? This brother, you know what I'm saying? He's all right. You know what I'm saying? The Most High brought him back or whatever. He's here. But when you point being, when you fall from them type of heights, there's no chance. There's little chance of you living unless the Most High spare you. And if you do live, it's going to be like you're dead because all your bones, your damn body going to be broken the hell up and you're going to be finished. You're going to feel like you want to be dead. All right. You're going to feel like you want to die because you're going to broken up in a wheelchair. So we thought like, wait a minute, the crack is still moving. He fell where he kind of tried to almost like kind of dodge the impact, but it was nothing there. It was just sidewalk. No, matter of fact, street. He fell in the street. It was nothing there but street. So he fell on that hard pavement. But all this happened while we right there in the camp. Right there in the camp while we're teaching the gospel. The Most High allowed this devil to, because men's hearts are failing them with fear in these last days, committed suicide right in front of the camp. All right, from there, we're going to go to Wisdom of Solomon. All right, let's go. I just want to give 2 examples of falling down from high heights. And for the most part, you have little to no chance of surviving. All right, little to no chance of surviving when you're falling from those kind of heights. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 12. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 12, and it reads thus and so. Seek not death in the era of your life, and pour not upon yourselves destruction with the work of your own hands. Basically, the Most High is the one that determines when you die. Now, of course, even suicide, that it all is from the Most High, because you let them demons get on you and you start getting depressed and letting it, and the Most High allow you to be turned over to them demons. But that's not what he wants us to do. He wants us to live, repent, keep his commandments, and survive into the time and the day that he say he wants us to die. All right, you don't sit there and say, I'm going to kill myself. Let me read that again. It says, seek not death in the era of your life, and pour not upon yourselves destruction with the work of your hands. That's twofold also, meaning don't die before your time. Don't do foolish things, and don't tempt the Most High, and don't put yourself in a position, all right, where you can be put to death. All right, you can be put to death before your time. All right, let's get an example of that. This is Ecclesiastes. Huh?
Salaki, I just wanted to say, remember when Yahushua, when the demons told Yahushua, don't torment us, put us into the swine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So probably on his jump, he sobered up when he realized he was flying off that roof, and he said, "Damn, I done messed up." So he tried to fix his fall, and he tried to fix it at the end, but to no prevail.
Kind. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 7:16. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? All right. And why is the Most High saying that? That's the precept to Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 12. Because what? Not only should you not seek death in the era of your life and pull upon yourself destruction with your own hands, you shouldn't do foolish things and put yourself in a position where you tempt the Most High and he got to kill you before your time. Because listen, the Most High is in control. The Most High is in control of everything. All right, Salakia, y'all. I'm doing it live and I'm looking at my flat screen at the same time. All right, I'm doing it live and watching myself at the same time. That's why you see me turning. But the point being, that's a twofold scripture, meaning it's not up for you to commit suicide and take your life because you don't want to live no more. You survive, you break through whatever you're going through. You pray to the Most High. Ask the Most High to make you feel better, to get over your depression or whatever you're feeling, and you continue to live. All right, and he say the day that you die. All right, but if you want to allow yourself to get into that spirit, the Most High will turn you over to that demon. And the next thing you know, bow, you done off yourself because the Most High is in control of everything. All right, so it said don't be over much wicked. So don't die before your time and don't take your own life. Let the Most High say the day that you die, and he's going to take you the way he's going to take you. That's what it's talking about. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 1:13. For Yahweh made not death, neither have he pleasure in the destruction of the living. Meaning what? When it says the Most High made not death, don't get simple. Meaning death came into the earth through Satan. When the Most High said he made not death, meaning he made Satan to bring death into the earth. That's what that's talking about. Because there's other scriptures that say life and death come from the Most High. Meaning he set Satan up to be over death. So don't get simple and say, oh, the Bible contradicts itself. Because we're going to prove that. It said, for God made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. And that's also, hey, turn your TV. What y'all doing? Turn your TV down. Yo, who's that?
Sorry, Elder. It's lucky that my TV cut off.
Oh.
I cut it out. Cut it down.
Wisdom of Solomon 113. If it said, for Yahweh made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. That's twofold also, meaning what? The Most High made us to live on the earth. He didn't put us on the earth to die. He put us on the earth to live. So that's why I said he made not death, meaning he didn't make man to come on the earth to die. He made man to come on the earth to live and enjoy and be fruitful on the earth. And then eventually the day of your death comes. All right. Remember the ancient time, our forefathers, they lived to 500 and change, 600 and change, 900 and change. So the Lord said, I didn't put you on the earth just to kill you. I put you on the earth to live. And then eventually the day of your death comes. After a certain dispensation of time, I decide the day of your death. All right, verse 14. For he created all things that they might have their being. And the generations, Salakia, and the generations of the world were healthful. And there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. In other words, what? The kingdom of death is not for the earth. The kingdom of the living is for the earth. The Lord put man on the earth to live. So who are you to say, oh, I just want to die? No. He put you on the earth to live, to keep his commandments, to live righteously, to enjoy the things of the earth. And he said, listen, I'm going to give you such and such time to live, and then I'll decide the day of your death. Like the Lord cut the lifespan down. It was 120 at one time. Then he cut it down to 70. So, the Lord said, look, I'll at least give you 70 years to live on the earth. And then, I'll take you. Once you get, you live to your old age, you enjoy life, you do whatever you do on the earth, and then I take you. In the kingdom, we're going to live eternally. But right here, the Most High is saying, look, I didn't put you on the earth to die. I didn't put you on the earth to kill yourself when you feel like it. I put you on the earth to live. The earth is for the living. Remember, it tells us, and even Yahushua said that. Yahushua said, the Most High is not the God of the dead. He's the God of the living. All right? It says, for righteousness is immortal. The Lord said, look, repent, keep my commandments, my laws, and my statutes, and have immortality. That's why it tells you in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, when Israel get back in power, when we get in the kingdom, the Lord said this mortal is going to put on immortality. All right, we're going to live in the kingdom. You're going to have an immortal life. You're going to live your life cycle, be taken up like Elijah, and then brought back on the earth to live again. But that's a whole nother topic and breakdown. Sit on that for a couple of weeks and we'll get into that one. All right, verse 16. But ungodly men with their works and words called it to them, meaning what? The Lord said, I didn't put man on the earth just to kill him, but because of man's ungodliness and sin and wickedness, that's how death came into the earth. That's how from the time of Adam, going all the way back, all right, and then all the way up until now. All right, that's how death came into the earth through man's sin and wickedness from the time of Noah going all up to now. That's why the Most High had Noah make an ark. And he said, look, Noah, I'm going to save you and your household, y'all wives, and preserve y'all. Everybody else I'm killing, man, because the earth had got too wicked. So that's what the Most High is saying when he said, all that is in conclusion with the Most High not bringing death into the earth. He made the earth for man to live. All right, it says, and when they thought to have it to their friend, they consumed to naught and made a covenant with it because they are worthy to take part with it. That's talking about the ungodly. That's Wisdom of Solomon 1:16. And that also links up with Ecclesiastes 7 and 17. It says, ungodly men brought death to themselves. But the Lord said, I didn't put Right, Mark 12:27. He's not the God of the dead, but of the living. In other words, the Lord said, I didn't put man on the earth to die. I put man on the earth to live. All right, so don't pull upon yourselves destruction with your own hands. But that's Esau's spirit. Esau got that spirit. You only live once. Live it up. Do the best you can. Oh, you're going to die anyway. All right, because Esau don't believe in regeneration. Right, which that's another topic we'll get into at another time also. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 2:1. For the ungodly said reason with themselves, but not all right. The ungodly represents Esau. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man, there is no remedy. Because Esau feel what? You only live once, you die, and that's it. All right, you only got one time to live. They don't believe in regeneration. They don't believe in the spirit goes back to the Most High, and you can come down in another body. That's their spirit. All right, it says, of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. This is Esau's mind frame. So Esau's like, you only live once, live it up, man. Do what you got. Hey, you only got one life. Well, I'm gonna die someday anyway. All right, that's Esau's spirit. All right, but what's happening in these last days? The Most High is putting a spirit of suicide on them. All right, give me let's go to Job 33. And Ephraim, can you pull up the definition of suicide? All right, we're gonna go to Job 33 and start at 12. All right, Job 33 and start at 12. And this is the Most High putting the spirit on them to off themselves and do themselves in. All right. Job 33 and 12. Ephraim's still off? I'll wait till you come back on. All right, Job 33 and 12.
So like Elder, I'm on that. It's on the screen.
All right.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Can you blow it up a little bit more?
I got to take us off the screen real quick.
All right. Yeah, you can take us off. I can see it. Yeah. All right. It says suicide. Suicide is a leading cause of death. Suicide is death caused by injuring oneself with the intent to die. A suicide attempt is when someone harms themselves with any intent to end their life, but they do not die as a result of their actions. All right, but the first meaning is suicide is death caused by injuring oneself with the intent to die. All right, and that's exactly what Esau did. Esau jumped off the roof in front of the men of the Lord with the intention of ending his life and dying. All right, this is Job 33 and 12. And you're going to see a lot of that in these last days.
You can see that definition now.
Huh? All right.
There's another
definition from Merriam-Webster. The act or the instance of taking one's own life voluntarily and intentionally. Ruin of one's entrance. That's about it. One that commits or attempts suicide. All right. So that's another definition of the word suicide. All right. Basic definition, kill yourself. All right. But all of these are spirits also. And who puts these spirits on men? The Most High does. This is Job 33 and 12. It says, behold, in this thou art not just. I will answer thee that Yahweh is greater than man. Why doest thou strive against him? For he giveth not account of any of his matters. The Most High don't have to explain anything to you. Oh, well, the Lord don't want us to kill ourselves, but he gonna let the white man kill himself? Yes, the Lord can do that. I'm gonna read it again. It says, why doest thou strive against him? For he giveth not account of any of his matters. The Lord ain't got to explain a damn thing to you. So you say, well, the Lord, yes, we are the chosen people. The Most High don't want us to kill ourselves. He said, the day of death comes from me. But I can put that spirit, I can let that demon and that spirit get in the mind of Esau, and Esau will kill and off himself. All right, verse 14. For Yahweh speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction. So the Most High probably told that devil that night before he was sleeping, look, you're going to wake up and kill yourself today. And you're going to do it in front of the men of the Lord. The Lord sealed his instruction in his mind. All right. Verse 16. Then he openeth the ears of men, and Salakia, verse 16. Then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw men from his purpose and hide pride from man. In other words, the Lord wants us to know, like he said in verse 12, that he's greater than man. The Lord wants us to know who's in power, who's in charge. So he said, I seal men's instruction. Even if you didn't think that you was going to go that day and kill yourself, guess what? I'm going to put that in your mind. That day you woke up, I already set to put it in your mind for you to go jump off the damn roof in front of the servants of the Lord. All right, so the Lord said he seals men's instruction in their mind in the book of Job 33. All right, so that's the time that we're living in right now. Let's go to Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 1. All right, Esau commits suicide in front of HOI Los Angeles camp. Distress upon men in the last days by 𝐤𝐄𝐄𝐄. All right, this is the time we live in, and the scriptures say we're going to rejoice. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 14. How we not going to rejoice? How we not going to rejoice at our enemies being destroyed by the Most High? Our enemies killing them. So we ain't even got to touch them. All we had to do was read the word. Right, Rob?
Yeah, that's it.
Didn't the man come up to us? We don't remember exactly what he said, but he said something like, "You men are the men of Jesus. You men are men of God, or you the men of God, or you the men of Jesus."
He said, "You guys are the men of Jesus, and pray for me."
Yeah, you guys are the men of Jesus. Pray for me. See that the spirits know. The spirits be knowing. Let me get that real quick before we get Zephaniah. Let me go to Acts. I'm gonna go to Acts 16:16. Let's go to Acts chapter 16 and verse 16. Acts 16:16. It said, and it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. The same followed Paul and us and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High power Yahweh, which show unto us the way of salvation. And this did she many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahweh by 𝐤𝐄𝐄𝐄 to come out of thee. And he came out the same hour. Paul rebuked that spirit that was in the woman, and the spirit came out of the woman on the spot. Because what? That spirit said, these men are the men of the Lord. So them spirits know. Esau, in his regular fleshly self, he might have not even knew what he was saying. But he said, you guys are the guys of Jesus. Pray for me. Now, some simple Stockholm Syndrome Negro would say, well, y'all should have prayed for him. The Lord loves everybody. No. All right. When Yahweh said, pray for our enemies, meaning our enemies of our own nation. Because what? The Most High taught us to forgive one another. Why the hell would he tell us to pray for Esau and the other nations when he going to bring destruction upon them? When we wake up every day, we pray for peace. We pray for, if I go to work, let me have a good day. Let me be peaceful at work. And yeah, there might be Edomites there. There might be an Edomite establishment. But you pray to the Most High that you may have peace in a society that you may live through that day. But if the Lord decides to bring any destruction that he want to bring on a society at that day, then that's the Lord's judgment. So that's what you got to understand. Why the hell are we going to pray for Esau? Hell no. The scripture say in Proverbs, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination. The Lord ain't hearing their prayers. So you got to understand that what is the Most High doing? He's showing us that he's destroying our enemies. And the Most High put a spirit on that. Devil said, you guys are the men of Jesus. Pray for me. Because the spirits recognize, just like this woman that was a soothsayer and into divination. All right. She was a soothsayer and into divination. But that spirit in her knew who Paul and the apostles were. They knew that they were the men of the Lord. It says, these men, Salakia, it said, the same follow Paul and us and Christ, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High Yahweh, which show unto us the way of salvation. So they knew. So in that spirit in her knew that these were the men of the Lord. Because we dealing with spirits. All right. So let me go back. Philippians, Zephaniah 1. Let me get Zephaniah 1 and 14. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 14. And it reads thus and so. Zephaniah 1 and 14. All right, bear with me, Israel. Zephaniah 1 and 14. All right, and this is the time that we living in. Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Why is all this happening? Because the day of the Lord is near. The day of the Lord is at hand. That's why all this is happening. All right, it says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. All right, even a voice. What is the voice of the Lord? The Bible and the teachers, the men that are out prophesying on the streets, on the highways and the byways doing this work. That's the voice of the Lord. Remember, the Lord said in Philippians, he's going to destroy them with the spirit of his mouth and with the brightness of his coming. How are we destroying them with the spirit of the mouth right now? Through the Bible, through the scriptures. All right, it says, verse 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, because the nuclear destruction is coming for Esau. That's why it's a day of darkness and thick cloudiness. It says a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. What does that sound like? Don't that sound like Esau kingdom? It said the fenced cities. The reason why I calls it fenced cities, because what? Esau cities are well defended. They're well protected. All right. Esau, the white man is the one that really has the no-fly zone. It's Esau that got the no-fly zone.
God.
Right, God. Right. Listen, when you fly into any airspace, Esau's F-16s are immediately dispatched and they say, identify yourself. Unidentified aircraft, identify yourself. Esau's the king of the no-fly zone. Good?
God.
All right. It says, verse 17, and I will bring distress upon men. That's the nice lesson. Distress upon men. Esau commits suicide in front of the camp. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood,
That fat is tearing me up.
and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. What did the Lord say? I was going to bring distress upon men, and they shall walk as blind men, meaning he's going to have them in derision. And their blood shall be poured out, and their flesh like the dung. And that's what happened to Esau. Esau leaped, and his guts, everything squashed and smashed, and the blood came pouring out, and his flesh was as dung on the sidewalk. It said, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured with the fire of his jealousy. See, the Lord said, they silver and gold. A lot of these Edomites that kill themselves, they be having money too. And that money don't be saving them. That Edomite that killed himself in front of the camp, you know, he could have came from a family with money. Just because he was on Hollywood, bugged out and high, and getting his ass beat, don't mean he could have been from a rich Edomite family. And just that depression just took over him. All right. And it says, the whole land shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. God.
Is it safe to say that he took a leap of faith?
Good. He took a Steve Martin leap of faith.
Good.
Good. All right, it says, but the whole land shall be devoured with the fire of his jealousy, because America's going to be totally destroyed by nuclear destruction and fire. But you look what's happening now. There's fires all over the earth. Greece, Australia, I believe it is. Right here in California, there's the fire out here in Cali destroyed a whole entire historic city. That's what the Most High is doing in these last days. All right, there was a fire in Long Beach the other day, massive fire. It was a brush fire, but it was massive. Smoke all over Long Beach, Compton, Lakewood, Signal Hill, different cities in Southern California around the LA County and Long Beach area. Smoke for miles. Most High's letting you know that's how I'm going to destroy America, by fire, destruction. All right, read on. It says, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Because what? America's going to be nuked. It tells you in Revelations in 1 hour. Very, rather figuratively or literally, meaning a short time, the Most High is going to destroy America in nuclear fire in a short time. All right, like it tells you in Revelation. So from there, we're going to go to a few more, just a few more on the suicide aspect. And I want to jump into something else concerning martyrdom. All right, so let's go to Sirach 39
Elder.
and 28. Go ahead.
I was waiting for you to come back when you had chimed off to show that there was 4 officers from the January 6th incident at the White House that recently committed suicide. So I don't know if you want me to go into that article.
Yeah, I want to I want to look up 1 or 2 other scriptures anyway. So bring it out. You can bring out that article. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is the article, Israel, of the 4. It was 4 that they told us about. 4 officers who responded to the Capitol riot that committed suicide. Okay, y'all can see this is ABC News. It says 4 officers responded to the Capitol riot have died by suicide. More than 100 DC and Capitol police officers were injured defending the Capitol on January 6th. Okay, let me pause this before it starts talking. Okay. So it says 2 more Washington, D.C. police officers who responded to the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol have died by suicide, police said Monday. Since the attack by a pro-Trump mob, 4 officers who defended the site that day have died by suicide. Officer Gunther Hashida was found dead at his home Thursday, the Metropolitan Police Department said Monday. And Officer Kyle DeFreytag was found dead July 10th. Hashida, a veteran of the force since 2003, was assigned to the police emergency response team. We are grieving as a department as our as our thoughts and prayers are with Officer Hashida's family and friends, police said in a statement earlier Monday. The Freytag, who was assigned to the 5th District and been with the police department since November 2016, a police spokesperson said Monday night. Speaker Nancy Pelosi DeCalif sent condolences on behalf of the House of Representatives following confirmation of Hashida's death. Officer Hashida was a hero who risked his life to save our capital, the congregational community, and our very democracy, Pelosi said. In a statement, all Americans are indeed to him for all Americans are indebted to him for his great valor and patriotism on January 6th and throughout his selfless service. In a Facebook post Monday, Romelia Hashida shared a photo of herself with her late husband. 1,000 words couldn't bring you back. I know this because I tried. Neither could 1,000 tears. I know this because I've cried. You left behind a broken heart and happy memories too. But I never wanted memories. I only wanted you. The caption read, boo hoo hoo. The boo hoo hoo is from us. You know what I'm saying? Who cares about Esau's tears, man? It says over 100 DC and Capitol police officers were injured defending the Capitol on January 6th, and 4 have recently died by suicide since then. Okay, so that's a whole article. We're not going to go into the whole thing, but as you can see, this thing is hitting home, and Babylon is falling, damn it. Literally. And so that's why I just wanted to bring that out.
You didn't get the article that I sent you?
Nope.
It didn't come through? Damn. Wonder what happened. Well, I'll just mention it. There was.
You want to send it again?
Nah, because I'll have to go out and come back in.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know.
Nothing came in.
I sent it to the right email twice, and it made the sound like it was going out and everything. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it didn't come in.
All right, well, look up. See if you can look up. Maybe you can punch it up. Is ICE agent commits suicide in New York City. ICE agent commits suicide in New York City. Maybe it'll come up. And in the meantime, since Chief Ephraim brought out that beautiful article, beautiful, so beautiful, boo-hoo, such a beautiful article on the 4 Capitol Police offer themselves after the January 6th incident that HOI was so graciously down there teaching the gospel and the word of the Most High at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., when all hell and chaos broke out, and they still having casualties of that internal civil war, all right, amongst Esau. So this is Sirach 39:28. This is a classic. Everybody know this one. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. These are spirits going into the minds of these people for vengeance. All right, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In a time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. So there be spirits created for vengeance, all right, which in their fury they lay on sore strokes. One of those spirits of vengeance is going into the minds of men, like we read in Job 33, going into the minds of men and making them off themselves in front of the servants of the Most High. Let's go to Galatians 6 and 7. Galatians 6 and 7. All right, the classics. Let's get
I
the
found the
classics.
article, Elder.
Huh? Okay, let me get this one.
I found the article.
Okay. Let me get this one real quick. Galatians 6 and 7. All right, this is another classic. Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That shall he also reap. Salakia. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. So what's going to happen, Esau? You're going to reap what you have sown. And you've sown nothing but corruption and death in the earth. So you're going to get corruption and death from the hand of the Most High Yahweh Shai. I pull an article up and read a little bit of it.
God. Yeah, this is it here. This is it says ICE agent commits suicide in NYC. Leaves note revealing government plans to round up and disarm Americans during economic and bank collapse.
Yeah, Khan. That's the
Okay.
spirit. That's
It
actually
says
an article that I had looked up. All right, that's actually
God.
what I had looked up. Read a little bit more.
It says, God. It says, after writing a lengthy suicide note exposing terrifying plans the government has for American citizens, a U.S. Customs agent walked onto a pier in NYC and blew his brains out. Sources inside the New York City Police Department have revealed to Superstation 95 the contents of a suicide note found on the body, and they are utterly frightening. The note, which says it was written over the course of a full week in advance, outlines why the officer chose to shoot himself. This is his quote. This is, I guess, from his note. It says, "The America I grew up in and cherished has been murdered by its own federal government. Our Constitution has become meaningless, and our laws politicized so badly, they are no longer in force except for political purposes," the note said. "Our elected officials are to a person utterly corrupt and completely devoid of any love or respect for the country which pays them. To them, everything is about getting and keeping power and making illicit money from backroom deals."
Yeah,
it says the 42-year-old U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement deportation officer shot himself with a .40 caliber service pistol inside Pier 40 in Hudson River Park at around 11 a.m. So he shot himself with the .40 on Pier 40.
God.
It says, a source, what you got on my 40, homie?
God.
Debo voice. It says, a source at the scene described how the officer calmly walked into the park, took out his pistol, and shot himself in the head. The 42-year-old worked as a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement deportation officer, and his officers were nearby to the scene of the shooting. He was rushed to Lenox Hill Hospital, but doctors were unable to save him. ICE released a statement Friday afternoon. Tragically, a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement deportation officer from the New York field office suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound and has passed away. It added, the agency is not releasing further details pending notification of the officer's next of kin. According to the suicide note, the officer said, I was hired to enforce the law, to capture and deport people who come to this country against our laws. But now, if I dare to do that, I face being suspended or fired because our president refuses to faithfully execute the duties of his office. Instead, I come to work each day and collect a paycheck twice a month for intentionally doing little to nothing. I cannot and will not be party to this fraud, to this usurpation of the law, usurpation of the law, or to this despicable politicians betraying our nation, the note continued. Okay, it says, mentions FEMA camps for Americans. On the suicide note, the officer revealed what he claimed are terrifying plans the feds have been finalizing. If the American people knew what this government is planning, they would rise up and overthrow it. If I or anyone else in the federal government revealed what is coming, we would be killed anyway. So now I will reveal what I know. It says, we in federal law enforcement have been drilling for several years to control riots and uprisings from a coming financial collapse and widespread bank failures. The drills involve life-sized images of American men, even women and children, whom we are told to shoot for practice and to get used to it. Look at that.
Wow.
It says, we have been told that the economy is terminally ill and will fail in 2016. We are also told the banks are all insolvent, and the FDIC doesn't have nearly enough funds to bail out depositors. We are told these events are unavailable, and it is imperative that the government survive when people rise up over this. When the collapse takes place, detention camps created under the FEMA Rex 84 program in the 1980s to house illegal aliens whom we are going to deport. Salakia, real quick, if y'all don't know Rex 84 program, y'all can look up the King Alfred plan. The King Alfred plan is the Rex 84 program. Y'all can look it up. All right. That's your homework, Israel. Look up the King Alfred plan. It says, let me read that one more time. When the collapse takes place, detention camps created under the FEMA Rex 84 program in the 1980s to house illegal aliens whom we were going to deport will instead be used to imprison American citizens whom the government feels constitute a threat. American citizens will be rounded up without warrants and imprisoned without trial for God knows how long. These camps have been equipped to carry out Hitler-scale killings and actual purge of American citizens by the very government which they themselves created and pay for. I cannot be party to this.
All right, stop it right there.
The government knows the God.
That's the same article that I had sent you. It's a pretty long article, but y'all get the gist of it. Y'all can read the rest. Is more. It goes deeper in. Esau went in before he killed himself. But that goes back to what? Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after the things that come on the earth. Although they didn't identify him, more likely than not, this was an Edomite. And how old was he? 42 years old. Middle-aged white men make up for 69.3% of the suicides in this society. A middle-aged white man, 42 years old. He see what's happened to his country. He see what's about to happen to his country. I don't want no parts of it. I'm from the good old days where America was the good old society. So y'all can pull the article up on your own and read the rest of it, but y'all get the gist of it. Everything we've been talking about, everything the conspiracy theorists been talking about, everything prophesied in the scriptures. Rex 84, FEMA camps. All right, rounding you up, disarming you, taking your guns away from you. And this ICE agent said, I don't want no parts of it. All right, and what did he do? He took that 40 cal and took it to his head. He took that 40 to his head. He took the 40 straight to his head.
God.
All right, so this is
somebody.
Huh?
Joseph Eli Simeon said the 40-40 club.
God.
No Jay-Z.
He took that 40 to the head, son. Oh, man. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right, your days are numbered, Esau. You coming down and you sitting in the dust. Verse 6. Skip to verse 6, Isaiah 47:6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance. I have given them into the hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. So the Most High said, you didn't have no mercy on the elderly, so he not going to show you no mercy from your young to your old. He going to put that spirit on you. He going to put that guilt on you. He going to put that Luke 21:25-28 spirit on you. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after the things that's coming on the earth. Blah, Esau don't want to live no more. Like Biggie Small said, I don't want to live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. All right. Verse 7, it says, thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. All right, Esau said, look, I'm going to rule forever. I'm not going to sit as a widow. I'm not going to know the loss of children. But check this out, Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children, that Edomite that killed himself out here in Hollywood, he was maybe anywhere from mid-20s to mid-30s. I say 25 to 35. All right, child, still a young man. All right, even though he's old enough to be a parent himself, but still pretty much a young man. That was somebody's child. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. Right, that most likely the night that ICE agent that shot himself in the head with that 40 cal, most likely an Edomite, probably left a wife behind, children, widowhood. These two things shall come to thee in a moment, the loss of children and widowhood. All right, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. That's Esau's spirit and attitude. But now the Lord is bringing judgment upon you by way of suicide, from your young to your old, but mainly your middle-aged white men, because they see that their kingdom is falling. All right, from there, let's go to Psalms 141 and verse 10. Psalm 141 and verse 10. And it reads thus and so. It says, let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I with all escape. All right, so David is saying, look, let the wicked fall into their own net. But as for me and my righteousness, if I continue in the Most High, I'm going to altogether escape that net. That's what whilst and with all, it means altogether. So it says altogether that I altogether escape. That's what David is saying. He said, let the wicked fall into their own nets, altogether that I altogether escape. All right, so David is saying, look, let me altogether escape from the wickedness. Let me completely escape, altogether or completely. That's what whilst and withal means. All right, let me altogether or completely escape while the wicked fall into their own net. So what are we in, like we started out with, Israel? Sirach 25 and 7. All right, let live to see the fall of your enemy. All right, what's wrong with that? But a lot of y'all, you got upset, you got mad, you got all right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Now, when I posted about this, there was a lot of comments on my comment board about rejoice not at the death of thy enemy, and you're not supposed to be happy because the Most High put Esau to death, and things of that nature. I'm gonna get the two main scriptures that y'all always like pulling. This is Proverbs 24 and 17. Proverbs 24 and 17. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. All right, now, first and foremost, when you check that out, the Most High is mainly speaking about Israel there, meaning enemies of your own nation, right? When the Most High judges and punishes an Israelite, you really supposed to hope that Israelite repents. Now, you can rejoice. You can rejoice in the sense of righteous judgment that the Most High brought upon that person. All right? But when it comes to Israel, you want your people to repent. You want them to get that judgment, and you want them to learn better and do better from that punishment the Most High bring upon them. Unless it's death, where there's no coming back unless they resurrected with spiritual power. All right? But when the Most High said that too, verse 18 is the key. Lest the Lord see it and it to please him and turn away his wrath from him. In other words, when you see the Most High bringing judgment upon anyone, especially of the nation of Israel, don't think, like they used to say in the street, don't think it can't happen to you, son. In other words, rejoice, but be mindful. Understand that that's the righteous judgment of the Most High. Yes, the Most High brought that judgment because this person was doing this and that, and that's the judgment of the Lord. But let me look at that and learn from that. Let me learn from that so that the Most High don't judge me. And also, remember, the scriptures is big on forgiveness. When you have Israelites that you might hate, they might hate you, you don't get along with, whatever, we don't rock, whatever the case may be, guess what? At the end of the day, Yahweh really want us to forgive each other and move on. Do we always do that? No. So in other words, the Most High is letting us know, always have the spirit of mercy, Israel. Even if you say the Most High jacked that brother up because he wasn't listening, But you know what? I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to make sure I don't do what that cat did so the Most High don't judge me. Not and rejoice in the sense of it can't happen to you. When you look at a judgment of the Most High, you're supposed to learn from it. That has nothing to do with Esau committing suicide. Esau going to kill his damn self, and yes, we're going to rejoice at the fall of our enemy. Now, if you want to say, well, that's talking about that's talking about the enemies, that's talking about Esau and the nations also. Another way, that's the twofoldness of the scriptures. Another way to look at that is also when it comes to the heathens, when it comes to the other nations, and when it comes to their judgment, we got to know and understand what at one time the Most High judged us because we were rebellious and wicked. So just be mindful for us to continue in the Most High's righteousness so he don't turn his judgment upon us. Let him continue to judge our enemies for the evil that they've done, and let's learn and repent and continue in the commandments of the Most High. That's it. That's all it's talking about. All right. Now, if any of you brothers and sisters want to have a different understanding and say, that means you can't, you got to have sympathy for Esau when something happened to them, then that's on you. Because we know the Bible don't contradict itself. So we got to get proper understanding. All right. Now, let's go to the next famous one that y'all like to go to is in Sirach. I think it's Sirach, the 8th chapter, and y'all can add on at any time, but we letting you know this is what the Most High is letting us know when you read these scriptures. All right. Where's that one? Where's the one in Sirach that people are always quoting? Rejoice not at somebody put it up on the comment board. I thought I had it in Sirach 8. Where's that one? They always pulling in Sirach when it says rejoice. Oh, there it is. Sirach 8 and 7. My bad. Sirach chapter 8 verse 7. Rejoice not over thy greatest enemy being dead, but remember that we die all. All the Most High is saying is listen, not that you can't rejoice. I know the word rejoice is there, and you said, well, the Most High, the Lord don't contradict itself, because wait a minute. The scriptures tell you, I'm going to go to Luke. Let's go to Luke. All right. All right, Luke 21 again. All right, Luke 21 again. It says Luke 21:25 again. I'm gonna just read it straight through to get to the main point of rejoice. Right, so like y'all said, so Elijah was wrong for mocking the prophets of Baal. All right, let's get understanding. The scriptures don't contradict themselves. All right, it says Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And we just read that with the ICE article, and I just explained that with the Edomite committing suicide at the camp. All right? We just explained that. Because what? They're looking at what's happening to their society. Their hearts are filling them with fear, and they want to die. They don't want to live no more because they don't want to witness what's about to come down. Their hearts are filling them for fear. This is Bible prophecy. Now check this out. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. All this destruction and death and wrath that we see on the earth is going to lead up to the second coming of Yahushua. That's what it's talking about. These are the prelude. Right. Okay. It says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Salakia 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. The Most High said, look up, all right, and lift up your heads, meaning what? Rejoice, be happy, get ready for Yahushua to come. because your redemption draweth nigh. All right, that's what it's talking about. All right, come and thank the Most High for the redemption that we about to receive. All right, let's go to since I quoted it. All right, let's go to Tobit. Okay, Tobit. Salakia. It says, it's a Tobit. Let me get right to the point. Tobit 14:15. It says, but before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar and Ahasuerus. And before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh. Now, when Nineveh, which was the capital of the Assyrian Empire, when Nebuchadnezzar came and conquered Nineveh, you think Nebuchadnezzar didn't kill some of the Ninevites? You didn't think it was war. He had to take down a kingdom. So why did Tobit, an Israelite, rejoice at the destruction of Nineveh? Like we're going to rejoice at the destruction of America. So don't get simple, Israel. The word used here is rejoice. All right? Tobit 14:15. But before he died, he heard of the destruction of Nineveh, which was taken by Nebuchadnezzar and Ahasuerus. And before his death, he rejoiced over Nineveh. Why did Tobit rejoice over Nineveh being destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar? Because Nineveh had oppressed the Israelites. So Tobit was happy because he saw the Most High running checks and balances. He said, the way the Assyrians oppressed us and killed and destroyed our people, the Lord had Nebuchadnezzar come and conquer them and kill them and destroy them. And he rejoiced before his death. Before he died, he got a chance to see the fall of the kingdom that oppressed his people. Even though Nebuchadnezzar oppressed Israel also, but Tobit got a chance to see the Nineveh fall, the capital of Assyria, be destroyed before he died. That's like a person here, they get to see the destruction of America, even though when America's destroyed, we coming up out of here. Ain't no, America destroyed and then we got to wait here longer. No. All right, so we can rejoice at the fall of our enemies. When we see them fall, we can rejoice. There's a balance to that. The Most High said, listen, we all die. You all be mindful. When I put somebody to death, that's a learning lesson also. That means for you to look at that and not do that same thing, because I can put you to death also if you go into that sin. All right, Ephraim, you want to say something?
I just want to add a precept. Baruch 4, verse 25. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh. For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. So right then and there, like if you treading upon his neck as you see his destruction, there's not going to be no pity. There's not going to be pity for their death, for their destruction, for their downfall. You see, so that's going to be a glorious day. That's why I said, be patiently and wait. Shortly is coming, man. And another thing, Israel, the Most High is going to put a certain spirit in men, the righteous men of the Lord, and the elect, that is it's not going to be like even the spirit that we have amongst ourselves now. It ain't going to be that same spirit. Even the mightiest men in Israel, it's going to be times 1,000 to probably times 144,000. The power and that spirit the Most High is going to put upon the elect. You understand? So it ain't going to be this, oh, we shouldn't take it. We got to take it easy on them. Oh, this, oh, that. The scripture also say, happy shall thou be when you take their and dash their little ones against the stones. So is the Most High, is the Most High contradicting himself? Of course not. Y'all just don't read in context.
It's a balance. You gotta read in context, and you gotta understand what the Most High is doing. All right. So that's about it. Anything else you want to add on, Ephraim?
Not really. Whatever you wanted to add it on. I know you wanted to go into martyrdom, if you wanted that, or do you want to take a Q&A?
All right.
I know people got questions.
All right. You know what? Let's we're gonna turn the martyrdom into another lesson. All right.
Now or another time?
No, another time. We're gonna. That could be like a part 2 or a follow-up. That could be a separate lesson.
Okay.
I want to go into martyrdom. Martyrdom and dying for the cause is not suicide. That'll be the title of the next lesson.
All
right.
Okay.
Martyrdom and dying for the cause. Martyrdom and dying for the righteous cause is not suicide. But that'll be a whole nother lesson. We can take a few Q&As. It's getting late. We want to wind it down. Tomorrow's the new moon. Brothers got camp. Brothers got new moon. So we do want to get the Shabbat going for tomorrow. So we'll take a few questions, just a handful, and we'll come back with another part to this lesson.
Salaki Elder, I want to do something a little different. If you're up for it, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, and whoever has a question, hit the link. If you come on with folly, I'm just gonna block you. But if you got a question, hit the link, and I'll put you on the screen, and you can ask your question to the elder. We got 136 people in the chat right now. The link is in the chat. If you got any questions, hit the link, and I will chime you in with the elder. All right. So I just put the link in the chat. Hit the link, and
if they come and follow, you gonna block them.
Okay. They going to the block party on the Shabbat.
Okay.
So if y'all got any questions, and if y'all don't want to get on live, y'all can also put your question in the comment section. But if y'all want to get live and ask the elder one-on-one question, y'all more than welcome to hit the link. All right. So y'all always got questions, but y'all never bring up the questions during the classroom. Y'all want to call brothers during the week on a Monday, Sunday. Oh, brother, I got a question upon the scriptures. Here you go. The elder's here. Hit the link or put it in the comment section.
Good. Going once, going twice.
Yeah, looking like we got no takers here. But there was one question by Kingdom Minded 144K. He asks, does anyone know when the new moon starts?
The new moon starts sundown tomorrow, August 7th, 2021 at even. August 7th, 2021 at even is the dark moon or the new moon. Genesis 1:14. Genesis 1:14 through 19. And if there's no more questions, we could close it out. It is kind of late. So we can close it out and come on next time. Next time they'll be more prepared for their questions or whatever. All right.
They ask who got next.
We got next. Good. So I guess they ain't got no questions tonight. So
Well, there is a question.
they'll flood us.
Rylan.
They're gonna flood us throughout the week with the questions.
Okay, we got a couple of questions now coming in. They all coming in now. Rylan Morgan asks, Shalom, do you have any camps near Cincinnati?
Yes, we have HOI Cincinnati. Inbox us or email us, and we'll connect you to HOI Cincinnati.
Con. If you want the email is House of Israel NYC, right?
Con, House of Israel NYC at gmail.com.
I'm putting it in the comment section real quick. So that's the if you want to know about any camps in any states, hit the email. Now this is another question by Judah Certified Rated R. Is there personal judgments after one's death?
You got to be more specific.
So you heard that, Judah Certified Rated R. You gotta be specific. So this is the next question.
Unless do you know what he's asking, Ephraim?
No. Kiko Banyumyan. Question, prophets. As it is written, 1,000 years is as one day with the Lord. When the nations go into captivity, will that be 1,000 of 1 years, 1,000 of our years, or the Lord's?
No, it's going to be 1,000 of our years, because the Most High said we're going to do double unto the nations. And Esau had us in captivity. For argument's sake, you can say anywhere between 400 to 500 years. So we're going to have them in captivity for 1,000 years, pursuant to Revelations 20, 1 through 6. The Most High said we're going to do double unto them, so we're going to have them in captivity for 1,000 years. Revelation 20, 1 through 6.
You want to get it? You getting it, or you want me to go to the next question?
Huh?
You getting the scripture, or you want me to go to the next person?
No, you go to the next person. You can read the scripture on your own.
Chiron Dante Yehuda says, is the book of Enoch biblical?
Certain parts of it. When you read Jude 14 and 15, Jude 14 and 15, it quotes from the book of Enoch. So certain parts of the book of Enoch, it's is aligned with scripture, but you got to be careful, because a lot of those books have been tampered with. So you got to be careful with those books. Just make sure everything filters through the Bible. If something in the book of Enoch is sounding too wild and it's not lining up with scripture, then more likely than not, that's something Esau done tampered with in the book of Enoch. Remember, all these books and even the scriptures, we going on faith and what can be proven and what, we in our spirit can see that makes sense, that our spirit resonates with, and that we can see manifested in front of us every day. But would I say there are parts of the book of Enoch that are true? Yes, because the scriptures quotes the book of Enoch, but you got to be careful with all these books, because some of them may have been tampered with over the years by Esau, and Esau inserted things in there or interpolated things in there. So these books have to go along. They got to line up with scripture. You separate the meat from the bones. All right, you read these books, you get the meat, and you cast out the bones. The stuff in these books that don't really make sense and don't line up with scripture, you cast those out. The things that line up with scripture and can back up prophecy and history of the scriptures, those are things you receive to be more likely than not true.
Con.
Huh.
Kingdom Minded 144K asks, are y'all coming to Houston?
Yes, as soon as you send the tickets.
Good. Send the
Soon as you send the
tickets.
tickets, Kingdom Minded 144K, we will be in Houston. Nah, but
And the Airbnb and the Airbnb.
right. Send travel and lodging fees, and we there.
Good. Mike Bowers, how do I donate?
Say it again.
Mike Bowers asks, how do I donate?
Y'all put up the links earlier.
We got Cash Apps, we got GoFundMe's. The link will be in the description of the video once it's done. Okay. Now the question is coming in. Nobody clicked the link. I guess they just want to ask it on. They don't want to be on live. Petus Padat asks, can I rock ZZs?
Yes, you can. There's no law against them.
Judas Certified Rated R asks, how many judgments is there?
Hold on 1 second. The brother asked about ZZs.
Okay.
It said, envy not thou the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Some Israelite camps teach that when we wear ZZs, we try to be like the so-called white Jews, but that's not true. All of that comes from us. There's archaeology and history with us having the tassels on the four corners of our garment. So the so-called white Jews actually got that from us. You can wear those along with the regular fringes going across. Both of them are lawful. You're not breaking any laws. You're not trying to be like the so-called white Jews when you wear those. That's what some camps teach. And that's their doctrine. When you wear tassels, you're trying to be like the so-called white Jews. That's not true. Israel are the salt of the earth. Everything comes from us. What's the next one?
Judas Certified Rated R. I guess that's the one he was asking before. He asks, how many judgments is there?
I still don't know what he's talking about. There's massive judgments. People can have 1,000 judgments in their life. Every time you do something wicked, you can get a judgment. So you got to be more specific, brother.
He said it here. He said, when we come back in the regeneration and then the final judgment.
When we come back in the regeneration, yes, the Most High can judge you in another lifetime when you come back in the regeneration. And at the final judgment is when you're going to be brought into the kingdom, or you're going to be burnt up in nuclear fire again, and we'll see you back as a baby in the kingdom. I hope that answers your question. But you can be judged as many lifetimes as the Most High give you on the earth. He can judge you in each one of those lifetimes.
God. Book author Deverett Clark. According to Obadiah, Esau will be cut off forever. Who says they will be our slaves? Question. Revelation 13:10 KJV sounds more like the Africans will that sold us.
Go to Obadiah. Let's go to Amos. Amos 9. The first part of the question, according to Obadiah, Esau will be cut off forever. Who says they will be our slaves? That ain't no fun, brother. We got to punish Esau before we get rid of him. Don't you want to punish him? It ain't no fun if we just if we just burn up all the Edomites. They got to suffer first.
It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
Good. It's you silly. Amos 9 and 11. I'm gonna get right to the point. You can start at 8. Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build them as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which I'll call by my name, saith Yahweh that doeth this. So we're going to possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen that are called by the Lord's name. All right. Obadiah 21. And Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So we're going to be judging Esau in our kingdom. But when you read Revelation 20, that first Christ millennial kingdom is going to be for 1,000 years. So when you get understanding, the best understanding to come to is that Esau will serve those 1,000 years with the rest of the nations, and then after the 1,000 years, they will be exterminated. But if they were just going to be taken out, it wouldn't be scriptures that say they're going to be our slaves. Proverbs 4 and 7, with all thy getting, get understanding. Revelation 13 and 10. Let's go to Joel 3. Joel, the 3rd chapter. Joel 3 and 3. And it reads, and they have cast lot for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because what the Africans and the Arabs teamed up together to sell us into the hand of Esau. Verse 18. Let me see what I want. Verse 18 of Joel. No, hold on, wait a minute. Let me see. Okay, it says, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried them into your temples and goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians. So right there, Tyre and Zidon represents Hamites, Palestine represents the Philistines or the Arabs, and the Grecians represents Esau, the so-called white man. It says that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for Yahweh have spoken it. We're going to make the heathens taskmasters over each other in the kingdom of heaven. All right, it said the way that the Tyre and Zidon and Philistines sold us to the Grecians, the Lord said, I'm going to take them and I'm going to sell them to the Sabaeans. The Sabaeans is another group of Arabs. All right, so we're going to be having them being taskmasters over each other in the kingdom of heaven. All right, the different nations, but Esau going to be there. The Grecians, Edom, Esau, Those are all biblical names for the so-called white man. Even though there were Hebrew Grecians also. There were Greek-speaking Jews, but these Grecians, there were also Grecians that was actually Greeks, which are so-called Edomites. You got to know the context of which Grecians it is when it's being used in the scripture. All right, next question.
India Beauty. A Esau, I guess he meant to say, a Edomite man has been sending me messages asking if I can allow him to worship me and be a servant to my family. What should I do?
Are you married? Is the sister married?
Sis, you got to answer. Are you married? We're gonna get back. Hopefully she answers. But the next question will be Big Mike Ben Yasha'Allah. Do you have any camps in Sacramento?
No, but we coming up there. We in Southern California now. We in Los Angeles County. But if you want to help us set up something in Sacramento, me and Rob Judah and some of the brothers from LA will be more than happy to come up there. You name the time and the place and the date, and we can come up there and meet with you and possibly get something started in Sacramento.
God. Next question. Iron Lion 144 Perfector. Is 𝐤𝐄𝐄𝐅𝐄 a branch of HOI?
Is that that's Flatbush, right? That's Flatbush old name.
Yeah,
right?
that's yeah, the brothers I think they're in Boston. They're in Boston.
No, they're
the
not
brothers
a branch
that's
of us,
left
but
over from them.
yeah, they're not a branch of. That's the old Flatbush camp. That's some of the brothers that was in the old Flatbush camp, Flatbush Brooklyn camp, 𝐤𝐄𝐄𝐅𝐄, exalted great warriors. No, they're not a branch of HOI, but we're cordial with them brothers. Those are our brothers. I know some of them. I remember some of them from the Flatbush camp. They've come to New York to visit us a few times at the camp. Cool brothers, but they have their own camp. I think they got a few camps in the Northeast area, that New England area. They got a few camps up there, I believe. But they're not a branch of HOI, but they are brothers. We cordial with them. They fellow Israelites and Hebrews. Got nothing but love for those brothers.
God. The sister said, no, not married.
All right, tell Esau to message us.
God.
Leave.
You gotta be.
Tell her stop talking to Esau immediately. Stop talking to him immediately. Tell him to come talk to us. If you had a husband, I was going to tell you to tell your husband to take over and deal with Esau, but cut off all. Esau cannot talk to our women. Esau got no communication with our Israelite women. Tell Esau to come talk to the men. Cut off communication with him immediately. And I hope you're being honest, sister. I hope when you say this Edomite want to come and serve you, I mean no disrespect. I'm not trying to take a shot, but I hope that's what you really mean. Because to me, I don't even entertain that. You as an Israelite woman, you have no conversation with Esau about nothing, coming to serve you nothing. What the hell do you want to come serve you for? Tell him to come so we can serve him some damn scriptures and put him in his place. And you cut off communication with him. No Edomite man has no business talking to a single Israelite sister or any Israelite sister at all. Tell Esau to come see us.
God. Judah certified rated R. Will the other nations will serve us forevermore in the kingdom, while Esau will be obliterated completely.
The other nations, they're always going to be subservient to us, right? We're going to always rule over them, but we're not going, after the 1,000 years, we're not going to have them in hardcore slavery. We're going to let them go out and inhabit their portions of land and the earth, but we're always going to be the top nation and oversee them and the police of the earth. But after 1,000 years, we won't have them in hardcore slavery. But Esau is going to be wiped out pursuant to Obadiah 18.
HOI LA says we definitely need to start a HOI Northern Cali chapter. So get up with the brothers, Sacramento. Get up with the brothers. Brothers is moving. And we're going to make some announcements because we will be in Cali strong, most high willing, next weekend. We're going to make the announcements
brother,
at the end, though.
If you want to come down if you want to come down from Sacramento, you can come down. Next weekend, brothers will be in Cali. All right.
Okay. And the brother, book author Deveritt Clark said, thanks for the clarification, brothers. Light.
One more.
Light and Life says, oh, they coming in. Huh? He said, is it righteous for a man to tell a woman that his children come first and she does not if they are not married?
Who is the woman? Is the woman is she the mother's children? Is she your wife? I mean, why are you not married to that woman? We don't believe in girlfriend and side chicks and some chick I'm just hollering at in Israel. If you're dealing with that woman, that's your wife. And we understand the importance of taking care of children and making sure they're good. But if she's your wife, she's also your part. She's just as important. The whole family is just as important. We understand everybody have their place. The children have their place, the wife, the husband, but everybody is just as important in that family dynamic.
God. Okay, the brother Iron Lion said 144. He said, I'm with them in Springfield, Massachusetts. All praises, he's talking about Rum Gadal.
Well, then you know if
it's price. I know he watched us for a while. He been on. I seen him since my old page. OB at says it's priceless, Israel, to have two of our great leaders tonight. Kala Yah. All praises.
Ephraim and Judah in the building.
God. I guess that's Rob again. HOI Atlanta says if people want to help us, contact the elder and leave a comment in HOI LA.
That's Rob again. All right, one or two more. We got to wind down.
All right. The brothers. That's the brother that asked about the women and the children. The woman. He said, "We are talking about marriage, so he's not married to her."
Well, he's not married to her. All right. Well, yeah. Your children do come first until you get married to her. I mean, that is, you got to put your children first until she actually becomes your wife. But once she becomes your wife, everybody's important. But make her feel important also, because you're courting her and you're speaking about marriage.
Khan. Kiko Banyamian asks, at some point in time, can you do a breakdown of Yahushua's genealogy? Matthew and Luke offer completely different accounts, and it's making my eye twitch.
It's not two different accounts. Matthew is Joseph's genealogy, and Luke is Mary's genealogy. That's what makes them different, is the genealogy from the father's side, then the genealogy from the mother's side. You should not be confused by that. Read both of them again and get the understanding.
Okay, Khan. That's OB one more. The last one is Kareem Smith says, when a parent passes away, do you continue to pray for them?
You can pray that the Most High have mercy on them and they resurrect and be in the kingdom. But if they was not under Yahweh when they pass, most likely they're not, they're gonna have to be reborn in the kingdom. They're not gonna be resurrected and be part of the first resurrection, the 1/3. They probably gonna have to be born again in the kingdom. But you can pray
this
that
would be the last.
Pray that the Most High have mercy on their soul and that they be resurrected when Yahweh shall come, if it's the Most High will. But most likely, if they were not in the truth, you see them as a baby in the kingdom.
Marshall Ayob. He says, peace, Israel. Got a question for the elder. Are the Moors Israelites?
Yes, the Moors were Israelites that took over Spain for about 700-800 years, I believe, if my calculations is right. The Moors were Israelites that took over Spain. A lot of them weren't practicing Israelites. They converted to Islam and other ideologies, but for the most part, they were Israelites under a different name, and they ruled Spain for maybe about roughly 700 to 800 years.
And yeah, this is officially the last one. Judah Certified Rated R asks, are you brothers coming to Atlantic City soon? And I can't afford tickets. Laughing out loud.
Well, then the answer is no, we not coming. Nah. Yeah, brothers should be back in Atlantic City in a few weeks. Brothers should be back in Atlantic City in a few weeks. We'll keep y'all posted.
Okay, I guess this is the last one. Light and Life. Kun Thawadah, brother. The brother courting me said I would have to earn being a priority in his life and the level of his kid, and at the level that his kids is this still righteous? I want to make sure I'm not being disrespected.
Oh,
so this
Light
is a
and
sister,
Life is a sister?
I'm guessing.
Light and Life is a sister.
God.
Well, yeah, sister, you would have to earn being a priority in his life on a level of his kids because y'all not married yet. But since y'all courting, you should be a priority. I don't know why the brother used the word priority. Because y'all courting, so you should be a priority. And he has to show some kind of love and care for you if he wants you to eventually be his wife. He sounded like it's like, you just some woman I'm talking to. My main focus is my children. He should be saying, well, let me get to know you. Let me build a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I want you to meet my children. I want them to know that you're the woman in my life I'm considering being with. But I don't know. Maybe the brother is just, is maybe it's just gonna take a little bit more time to break the ice. I don't know. You just gotta see. But I don't think he's disrespecting you. I think he's just very protective of his children, and he wants to make his children first, and he wants everybody to know my children come first no matter what. I think he can come out of that once y'all get to know each other more and start loving each other more. I don't think the brother means any disrespect.
God. I'm guessing that's it.
Yeah, Khan, because some of these questions are the same people, so that should be it.
Oh, she said he used the word crown jewel. Actually, he's getting to know me and calls me his wife.
Okay, great. Keep going, and everybody should be a priority soon.
God. So, you want to make the announcements?
Yeah, y'all can make any announcements y'all want, and anything y'all don't cover, I'll close it out.
Well, the new moon is tomorrow. Starting tomorrow at sundown, we will be hosting it in Atlanta. If y'all want to come through and show some love and fellowship, if y'all in the Atlanta area, hit up the email HOIAtlanta@gmail or House of Israel Atlanta@gmail. It'll be in the description box as well. And that's about it. You want to go into the Cali trip, Elder?
All right, Khan. So, Khan. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. As we closing out this little lesson tonight and powwow. Tomorrow sundown is a new moon. New moon 6 month. New moon 6 month. August 7th, 2021. Next weekend, August 13th through 16th. HOI nationwide. HOI nationwide. All camps and HOI nationwide will be converging on Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, California next weekend. All right. What is he doing?
California left.
Next weekend, what is this brother doing? On August 13th through 16th, we'll be converging on Los Angeles, California. We will have a unity camp on August 14th. August 14th, 2021, from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. on Hollywood and Highland Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. That's Saturday, Shabbat, August 14th, 2021, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. on Hollywood and Highland, Los Angeles, California. We will be having a unity camp out there for HOI and our affiliates on the West Coast. There will be more activities throughout the weekend, but those are to be announced. And all other activities are invite only. They are all invite only. August 28th, we will have, August 22nd, Sunday, August 22nd, will be our 17th annual HOI New York City, formerly New York City, now New York City and New Jersey. HOI New York City, New Jersey, 17th annual cookout, fellowship, Prospect Park, New York City, August 22nd. August 28th, we will be converging on Philadelphia, HOI Northeast. We will be converging for a unity camp in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. September 6th will be the Feast of Trumpets. Monday, September 6th will be the Feast of Trumpets. All right, feast day. Also, the Day of Atonement and the Feast of Tabernacles will be coming up in September also. But that's the upcoming dates. The main upcoming dates for HOI, that's what's on the itinerary and the calendar. Contact us if you want a fellowship, if you want to come to any of those events or fellowship. Contact me, House of Israel, NYC@gmail.com. House of Israel, what is that noise?
I don't know. I heard the same noise.
House of Israel, NYC@gmail.com. House of Israel, NYC@gmail.com. All right. That's about it. That's all that's coming up now. Everything else, we'll have announcements as we go along. As they come up, we'll be announcing what's going on. So that's basically that. Any questions, y'all can hit the same email, or y'all can email HOI Atlanta. We all pretty much know the same information, what's going on. So contact any one of the contact informations you want. If you want to donate, you can donate to any one of the different donation links you see. It's all going to go to support for one of our cities or whatever the case may be. You know, we got several Cash Apps, GoFundMe's, different things. You know, you'll see that if you want something specific, if you would like to donate to something specific or a specific city, then email me also at houseofisraelnyc@gmail.com, and I will forward you to where you can donate your specific monies to where you would like it to go. Outside of that, any further information, if you need vaccination letters, I just updated the jab. Y'all can edit that out. If you need jab medical letters, if you need that, you can contact me for that also at the same email, houseofisraelnyc@gmail.com, houseofisraelnyc@gmail.com. All right, and that's about it. Any other updated information, we'll get to y'all in due process. So that's about it. I'm gonna sign off. Priest Zabach, HOI to the chariots fly. All praises to Yahweh, Yahweh forever and ever. Amen. We're living in some serious times, Israel, and the Most High is bringing prophecy and major things right in our face before our eyes. Any of y'all brothers want to say anything in closing?
No, just make sure that you guys don't come out looking for us this week because we're going to be at a new move service this week. So you can watch us on HOI LA. I'll have a video uploaded. It'll probably be live because we have enough subscribers now to go live. So I'll probably have it live. If not, it'll be pre-recorded.
Good.
I'm gonna close out with a video. Yeah, I'm gonna close out with a video by Yaakov. It's called "Hop Off My Fringes." It's a new video from the HOI music group.
Khan. So with that, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Mashiach Yahushai. Peace, safety in the kingdom of heaven to the 12 tribes of Israel. Death and destruction to Esau and the nations forever and ever. Amen. Kwam Yashala, Shalom. We still got next. Hallelujah. All praise to Yahweh Yahushai forever and ever. Amen. HOI to the chariots fly. Shalom.
Shalom. Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Allah, yes, Shalom. Kwam Yashala.
Half of my fringes be. Half of her fringes be.
Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, Yahala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shai. Yeah, HOI to the chariots flying, that's so go. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, when they see us on the corner, they hating, they move to the other side. These heathens are scared of the prophet, but wait till you see Yahweh Shai. Hey, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Hop on my fringes, be. Yahala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shai. Yeah, HOI to the chariots flying, that's so go. Yeah, every other priest of king, you know my boy, yo go. Yeah, Kayaka, time, my whole crew got menorahs, blue drip. Wait, hold up, why these brews keep up in their lip? Like I ain't come from a crib. Keep commandments, we stick to the strip. And this Bible with me like a Glock. And these scriptures are spiritual shots. Yeah, if we aiming at you, you gon' drop. Yeah, Yahala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Shai. Yeah, HOI to the chariots flying, that's so go. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. When they see us on the corner, they hating, they move to the other side. These heathens are scared of the prophet, but wait till you see Yahweh Shai. Hey, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Yeah, hop on my fringes, be. Whoa, hop on my fringes, be. Babylon falling, I'm a bro when I feel like I'm falling. Shop hard, I need me a garment. I got fridges, they all in my closet. Stopping niggas, they all out of pocket. On computers, we talking that folly. Breaking every commandment, you wildin'. Might as well go pop to a Molly. Yeah, H.O.I, we train like trolleys. In the scriptures like priest Zabach. Mama Nora is sitting so nicely. Whoa, yeah, bad boy, you know I stay rocky. Cheating from you know that's my poppy. And I do this for all of my Akis. Hop on my fringes beat. Whoa, hop on my fringes beat. Yeah, hop on my fringes beat. Whoa, hop on my fringes beat. Yeah, hop on my fringes beat. Whoa, hop on my fringes beat. Yeah, hop on my fringes beat. Whoa, hop on my fringes beat. Yeah, Kahala Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Yeah, H.O.I to the chariots flying that solo. Yeah, hop on my fringes beat. Whoa, hop on my fringes beat. Yeah, hop on my fringes beat. Whoa, hop on my fringes beat. When they see us on the corner, they hating, they move to the other side. These heathens are scared of the prophets, but wait till you see Yahweh. Hey, hop on my fringes beat. Whoa, hop on my fringes beat. Yeah, hop on my fringes beat. Whoa, hop on my fringes.